Hello, everybody. It's good to see you here, all you fun people down in the chat. I hope you enjoyed the intro. I'd like to welcome you to Non-Standard Action, a live actual play stream, also podcast eventually. We'll get all that stuff sorted out. I'd like to introduce you to the players here. We have, going down the line, let's see. We have Leaf playing Guruk Goretooth, a half-orc soldier. We have
Hello.
Liz. Oh, sorry. Should probably let you guys say hello.
I was just wanted them to associate my name with my voice.
No, they don't get to hear your voice. This is my show. We have Liz playing
all the time.
We have Liz playing Mouskalini Haversack, also known as Mouse. Oh, serendipity.
We always forget serendipity.
No, I think Mouse is going to be reminding people of serendipity a lot. And we have Tom playing Ninden, the Vesk Vanguard.
Yes, hello. I am Tom, and this is Ninden.
And Nick playing Kalen, the Summerborn Riforian Mystic.
Yes,
Sorry,
who doesn't
one
do voices?
One interruption. Liz, can you talk one more time?
Oh yeah, it sounds like they can't hear you.
No, it was a problem on my side. Just
Oh, was it?
again.
Oh.
Hello?
Did that work?
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Check.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Cool.
Yes.
Perfect.
So I'm Mouse Masculini Haversack, and this is my AI Serendipity. Yes. Welcome. Thank you all for showing up.
I didn't know we were doing in-character introductions.
We
We have to start over from the beginning.
We'll
I
have
follow Liz's lead.
and now we have finally, last and least, we have Simon playing Herald, an Astrozoan envoy.
And this is my normal voice and not Herald's voice. Did we skip Kaylin?
Yes,
No,
we
we
did
didn't.
skip Kaylin.
Well, oh yeah, we had an interruption happen because Liz was not being heard. I am sorry. We have Nick playing a Kaylin, the Summerborn Riforian Mystic,
Yeah, but I don't do voices. So
which is fine.
you know, just have to take it from the inflection and the vocabulary.
Which is fine. So yes, now with the introductions out of the way, we're going to go ahead and begin the show. We're all kind of new to the production environment, so if we have any hiccups, pardon our mess. We are figuring it out as we go along. So is everybody ready?
Yeah.
Bless this mess.
My toothbrushes.
Yeah, do feel free to let us know if the sounds or something are off. I
Yeah,
am also new
please.
to this.
We'll be following the chat.
Feedback
Yes.
is good. Constructive feedback. All right, now the curtain falls, and I will draw it back once more.
Oh boy.
Our scene opens on Mataris, the Burning Mother. This is the name given to the sun of the Pact World system by one of its well-known inhabitants, the Lashunta. Once seen as simply a life-giving ball of burning gas and plasma, it was actually discovered to contain many secrets from a time before the Gap, a time before all known civilizations forgot their origins. A group of intrepid explorers led by Sister Imril Novaheart took a ship to Mataris, hoping to learn anything they could about their favored deity, Sarenrae. During this dangerous journey, their ship's systems had failed, and it looked like they were going to be consumed by the Mother herself, only to find themselves pulled into a wide tunnel on the surface of the sun that opened before them. The tunnel guided them through, guiding them to a floating city amongst the chaotic solar winds and searing flames. A burning archipelago of domed platforms holding buildings from a long-lost civilization. Once their ship touched down on the central platform, now known as Dawnshore, it was claimed in the name of Sarenrae by Sister Novaheart and her crew. They quickly opened up this burning archipelago to the rest of the Pact Worlds, drawing in people from all walks of life, whose fascination was captured by this city in the sun. A question that many have had since the discovery of this techno-magical marvel, one that has gone unanswered, is, are there other cities like it, somewhere even deeper within the flames? Now, nearly 100 years later, a new ship approaches. This ship is called the Fortune's Fool. This vessel has no intention of seeking the answer to this question. Indeed, it's not even headed to the archipelago. This vessel is instead headed to the opposite side of the sun, to a station called, simply, Far Portal Station. It is here we find our crew, docking to deliver a group of scientists and researchers off at a remote location. As the passengers shuffle off to the hangar bay, some of the station's residents stand waiting, both to greet newcomers and hear news from the Pact Worlds, and to catch up on current events. Our scene starts, however. We are in the cargo hold of the Fortune's Fool. The camera pulls down to a half-orc who's finishing a couple of maintenance checks. His name is Gurek Goretooth. He's the ship's engineer, and he's been with this ship for a few months now. Having struck a deal with the captain, Trent Farstar, to serve aboard the ship for free room and board, he was frustrated to find that the ship was not quite as cozy as it was said to be. Beside that, the captain's demeanor was less than pleasant, often making steep demands with short time frames and often shifting the blame onto others when things didn't go his way. This behavior was fairly consistent until, well, they last left their port on Castrovel to pick up these scientists. Since then, Gurek has noticed the captain is behaving a little strangely, and he has a feeling he's not the only one that's noticed. Gurek, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes. Well, Gur is a 6'2" half orc. He works out a lot, so he's pretty ripped. Yellow eyes, side cut with a mohawk that's just slicked back more often than not. And if you ever see him without his cigar, you better look out, because you know he's gonna be pissed. But at this point, he's pacing back and forth in the hangar bay, trying to figure out what he's gonna do next here.
All right. And what would he like to do?
Well, if none of his friends are in the hangar bay with him, he's making his way to Ninden's room.
All
and
right.
barring any interruptions, just bangs on the door as loud as he can.
Come in.
Opens the door. Ninden, we need to talk.
Now, Ninden,
Why?
Ninden is a Vesk that was picked up also on Castrovel. He has business on the Sun and was invited along. Gurek has, had before the trip began, advised Ninden that the captain is kind of a jerk, but I don't know if that's quite the behavior that has been observed.
It's just been eating at the back of my mind, and the captain, he's not himself. We gotta. I don't know. You haven't been here long enough to notice, but I'm telling you, he's not. It's not him. Look at this. I found this on the, and he pulls up his comm unit, and you see there's all these like insane, just like conspiracy theory boards pulled up and stuff. There's like about a dozen tabs open, probably more. And it's just like 10 ways to tell if your friend has been replaced by the body snatchers and stuff like that. You see, it's all here in these articles. About our safety, friend. I'm just worried about our safety.
Of course, but we got here just fine. He seems very nice, honestly. I mean, he's never had a bad word to say to me. Well, yes, you say that, but again, I've only been here for a few weeks. I don't know what he was like. I don't have a good example to set this against.
He hasn't blamed me for anything.
So now, Ninden, can we get a description for Ninden, please?
Sure. Ninden is a Vesk. Stands at about a modest 6'3", 6'4".
For a Vesk, maybe.
For a Vesk, oh yeah, no, his he has relatives that are over 7 foot, but
He's a little shrimpy for a Vesk.
yeah, he was always. I'm not gonna say he was the runt of the litter, but he's certainly not as muscly as others. Ninden is a green-scaled Vesk with orange splotches here and there. Think like accents. Has a noticeable scar over his right eye, which his eyes are orange. And he's more often than not wearing a very well taken care of suit of armor. Yeah. Currently he's wearing second skin.
All right, so this orc has come at you with this friend of yours. You've known each other for a while. Has told you that there's something wrong about this captain.
Oh yeah, we're workout buddies.
Oh yeah, no. I'm always more one for the treadmill myself, but Garuk, he keeps trying to get me to pump weights. I don't know.
Cardio is the most important exercise.
It's often neglected.
Vanguards, especially.
It's often neglected.
Yeah. I gotta keep this constitution score high somehow.
Don't worry, we don't skip leg day.
So, Garuk, ultimately, my friend, I trust you. And if you say something's wrong with this guy, I've got your back. But I don't know, is this really worth complaining about? If he's not treating you poorly,
You don't understand.
No.
I have to know. And his eyes are just like, oh man, like if this were an anime, there'd be actual fire animation in his eye right now. But it is not, sadly. So, he's got this fiery burn in his eyes that kind of makes you feel like you maybe don't want to argue with it anymore.
Mm-hmm. So, now that you're at the safety of a station and you're not drifting through space, not literally in the drift, as this ship does not have a drift drive, which is, by the way, one of the tells that you received when the captain boarded the bridge at Castrovel and told the pilot, who is also newly recruited, to engage the drift drive, which he should have known was not there. Somebody else who also knows that the ship does not have a drift drive is your other crew member, Masculini. Would you like to let her know that you plan on confronting this captain?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Gur was going to head down the hallway to her room next to bang on her door equally as loud.
Ninden is amusedly following Gur at this point. Make sure he doesn't hurt himself.
Masculini, by which I mean Mouse, we'll just call her Mouse, opens the door and looks up at you owlishly from behind her enormous goggles. She's a slight little bleachling gnome with, well, for lack of a better word, mousy-colored hair. And over her shoulder is, well, floating at her shoulder is sort of a sparkly rainbow-colored avatar for Serendipity, her AI. Serendipity is able to manifest this way because Mouse is a gnome, and what's the word? we house ruled in that in exchange for her ability to cast
token spell.
prestidigitation, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and that kind of thing.
Basically, the way I like to think of it, and I don't know if this is how it is in your brain necessarily, but maybe Mouse, just for whatever reason, didn't really ever grasp how to use token spell, but upon her discovery and blossoming friendship with Serendipity, somehow that was awoken in her and is kind of tied in with this AI in some way.
I like that.
There you go.
But anyhow, Mouse has been doing her exercises. She follows a very rigorous routine, and you've interrupted her halfway through.
Uh-oh.
Yes, what is it?
and Gur is, while he's not intimidated easily, he's always really surprised by the size of your eyes. So he's got a little bit of a stunned look on his face when you open the door, but he shakes it off easy enough. Oh yeah, right. I'm sorry to bother you, but I thought you might be a little interested in the potential fate of our ship. And he's like trying to hold back a bunch of like sarcasm and passive aggression.
Explain.
Well, I guess you don't know him too well, but the captain, he's just not himself. He's been acting all strange. He hasn't called me, dog breath once. He hasn't stolen my food. I can't put my finger on it.
Serendipity pulses and asks, "Query, are you concerned that the captain has been treating you nicely?"
That was what I said.
Sits for a second, throws his hands in the air. I don't know, I guess? He just kind of like vein like popping on his forehead at this point. Just come with me. We need to confront him about this. This is I'm not gonna be replaced by no reptoid.
Mouskulini bites her tongue at the reptoid thing, casting a look at Ninden to see if he's okay with that statement. Looks between them.
Yeah, is that some sort of speciest remark?
Ninden is going to assume that he was talking about the actual lizard race of reptoids.
He was indeed, yes. He's read several articles on how they are replacing and taking over the government.
The camera very briefly zooms in on Guruk's data pad to show an article that says, "Is Luase Elsibo a reptoid?"
She totally
exactly. Oh, jeez.
Anyhow, Mouse consults with Serendipity.
Serendipity,
Yes, Mouskulini?
is it time for cardio?
Your cardio is scheduled for 15 minutes from now. We could probably reschedule.
Very well then, let's go.
And
Alright.
Mouse follows you.
So, with those three gathered, they are making their way to the bridge.
Actually,
However... Oh, sorry?
I was considering that maybe we're like standing at the docking bay, like seeing off the last of the few scientists we were
Sure.
escorting.
The
Right.
camera beats our three introduced characters and arrives at the Captain Trent Farstar. You know, the hunk of a man that can get any guy or girl he chooses. But that's not actually who you are, is it?
I mean, it is who I am right now.
But who are you normally?
Oh. Harald is an astrozoan. He has is basically sort of a starfish-shaped dude with two little tentacles that he likes to keep in the shape of a head, so that people aren't weirded out by him, and all these other like bipeds have this cool thing called a head, and he's really on board with that whole concept.
Is Kaylin there with him?
Yes. Standing next to what looks like the captain is Kaylin, dark-skinned, summer-born Riforian, blue in her hair. She looks very professional, very put together. And as we see off the last of these passengers, she sort of turns to him and quietly says, "So, what's our next move?"
Trent says, "Well, it was good to have you here, Doctor Switchaman. And enjoy the rest of your research here, and hope it goes quite well." And sees off the last of the doctors.
Yeah, they just kind of they nod at you and thank you for the safe passage. They're a little frustrated that the ship didn't have a drift drive, but I mean, you know, you get what you pay for.
Yeah, me too.
Only added +2
After the last of the scientists are safely off board, Trent will turn to Kaylin and quietly say,
Oh, you cut out.
I'm thinking we just... Oh, yes, push to talk. You know how it goes. Where did it...
Push to talk, the bane of Starfinders on live streams everywhere.
Where did it cut out? All right, I'll just say from... as the last scientist leaves, Trent will turn to Kaylin and say, I don't know, maybe we should just leave right now. I don't think they'd... I guess we could leave them a note.
We still have to get to Dawnshore.
Indeed, you were paid before the journey began, so there's technically nothing for you to do here at the station. But you are kind of running low on supplies.
Do we have enough supplies to make it to Dawnshore, or...?
Yeah, there is the potential for that.
The way I see it, we've got two choices. We can take the money and run before these guys get suspicious, or we can take them along to Dawnshore and abandon them there.
Too late.
It doesn't look like you're going to have too much of an opportunity, because marching down the corridor towards you is all three of them, and it looks like they have something on their mind, especially Guruk.
Who I imagine is leading the party.
Gentlemen, what seems to be the problem?
Captain.
Good, how are you?
just visibly enraged by the fact that you called him by his actual name. He just walks right up and shoves a half-orc finger in your chest. You are not the captain.
I'm not sure what
you're an imposter.
Uh,
You look me in the eyes. What is my nickname?
I honestly don't know. It might be very rude.
I don't even have a nickname! That's the point! You never bothered giving me one! There's like tears streaming down his face at this point.
Oh my
You're
god.
not the captain. You're way too nice. Who are you? Tell me now! And he pulls his, what looks to be like basically just a pipe bolted to a handle with a trigger on it that says bang written down the side. And he shoves it in your face, or I'm gonna blow your face off!
That's
Is our problem here that this is clearly not the captain? I thought everyone had noticed.
I see.
I mean, he's clearly superior to the captain. He's demonstrated superior judgment, courtesy, and professionalism. I thought we were just keeping him.
Just to get this covered, because I'm pretty sure that Kay, do you have a reaction to seeing a gun leveled directly at your friend's head?
I mean, Harald gets this all the time.
That's
She's
a good
sort of
point.
Analyzing the situation
Oh my God.
off to the side, and thinking in her head, well, this sort of limits our options.
Look,
Let's,
I
see how this plays out.
Trent seemed perfectly nice to me when I saw him. Maybe a bit inebriated, but look, Yes, you're sort of right. Hold on a moment. And he sort of steps back, and the sort of tan leaches out of his face, and his face turns pink. Slowly, over the course of a minute, like all of the hair recedes into his scalp. His mouth seals over. His nose recedes into his face, and
His
then
head splits down the middle.
Okay, Liz, you're
man.
jumping the gun there. Most horrifically, his head splits down the middle like a banana peel.
You gotta let me know about this. See, I've got some scary music I can play on Sirenscape if I'm ready to do it. I wasn't in this particular instance.
All right.
Gur, when his head starts splitting, just screams.
Just imagine scary music. Caitlin sort of just like puts her hand on her forehead, just shakes her head.
A mouth appears on Trent's hand, and it says, "No, wait, I'll be done in a minute."
Ninden's eyes are just very, very wide as dinner plates, really. But he's not saying anything. He's just watching this very nice man transform into a starfish.
Oh yes, and Trent's clothes also like sort of change and contort and change colors, and yes, eventually you're left with I don't know. Do you want to show your fancy character art on screen?
Oh yeah, sure, go ahead.
Oh, I can't. You can.
What do you mean?
Well, if you got a handout of the character art, you could show that on Roll20.
We'll do
no,
that
I
later.
can just click on
I don't
Tor.
have
Hold on,
hand.
this is a way better solution.
You can also throw a
Ta-da.
token down and hit Q.
Yeah, well, it's just
All right,
the
we're done.
face, though.
We're done. Very sweet.
So, yes, indeed, this captain has transformed into what can only be described as a worm jester. Like, it's hard to put into known vernacular exactly what it is you're looking at. It's also hard to know where the alien ends and the clothing begins. It's just kind of crazy.
Doesn't end. Oh, but he does take a little hat out of his back pocket and put it on. So dashing.
Yeah, it was a little fez.
The hat is real.
Yes. So yes, this is me. I'm Herald. Kaylin is still Kaylin though. Don't worry about that. No. I understand that you're probably concerned about your captain Trent. He seemed like a fine, upstanding gentleman. I assure you that he is staying in a fine resort back on wherever we were before, and I left him a polite note that we would return his ship and his crew as soon as Kaylin and I are out.
I wish you wouldn't.
Out where?
What?
Well, when we get to the Burning Archipelago.
Gur, having dropped his hand cannon in a panic, and then drawn his grenade, also fumbled and dropped that one in a panic, is just cowering in the corner at this point from this horrid... You're technically an outsider, right?
I'm an aberration, thank you.
Aberration, even better, yes. He's heard the stories of Nyarlathotep. He doesn't want anything to do with any of this.
Oh man, are Astrozoans related to Nyarlathotep?
Basically.
Who's writing that AP?
Yes.
Who's writing that AP? So get on it. Patrick, write it.
Yep.
Anyways, I apologize deeply for the deception. But if you would just bear with us until we get to Dawn Shore, we will just get right out of your hair. And then if you could just not tell anyone we were here, that would just be, peachy.
What business do you have on Dawn Shore?
Herald will cast a nervous look at Kaylin.
Kaylin shakes her head.
Would you believe
Don't do it.
confidential?
I think I understand the meaning of the word, but
All right.
it's not a very satisfactory
confidential.
answer.
I apologize for failing to satisfy you.
Well, from my end, you've been a good captain for these past few weeks. I trust that the other captain, though he didn't sound as good of a guy as you're making him out to be, I trust that he's well taken care of. Grr, see, this is... You got your answer. You were right the whole time.
Hashtag Gur was right.
You did not expect to actually be right.
But was it worth it, Grr?
At
What you
price?
wish for, guys.
So it's at this point, Mouse maybe was a little too involved in her exercise routines to realize that the ship is actually, it's docked. As she looks out the cargo bay door, she can see the inside of Far Portal Station. Now, I know this is probably not necessarily her main field of study. She doesn't need to make a check for this. She knows that Far Portal Station was established to monitor a thing called the Far Portal. This is on the opposite end of the sun from the burning archipelago. It is a disk hovering right above the corona, the surface of the flames of the sun. And it is a portal that leads into the elemental plane of fire, a particularly harsh and volatile spot on the plane of fire. Why don't... let's see. No, we don't need to make a check for this. Mouse knows, and I'm sure she'll probably tell anybody who cares.
And several
She-
people who don't.
Oh, Mouse.
We're mouse-splaining. We're going to get mouse-splained too a few times, I'm sure.
There's another hashtag.
Hashtag mouse-splaining. She also knows that nobody has ever gone into the Far Portal and come back out. So it's a particularly interesting spot in the Pact Worlds, and enough so that enough scientists and researchers pooled their money together to establish this station to monitor Far Portal at all times. So it might not be AI centric or robotics, but she probably is at least a little interested to check the place out.
So, wait. You're saying that we are heading for...
Dawnshore, yes.
Is that what I want to go to, or is that?
Well, no, I mean Dawnshore is fine. Like that's it's here at the sun. However, you're at Far Portal Station currently. Like if you walked outside the ship, you would be
Gotcha.
amongst your people.
Nerds, you mean? It's like a big nerd
Just-
convention.
Look, everybody who was on the ship that you just offloaded was a giant nerd, and they were coming here to join a bunch of other giant nerds in this giant, like, 24/7, 365 nerd convention to watch
It
this
reminds-
mysterious portal on the surface of the sun itself.
Nerdtopia.
Yes.
It reminds me of those, like the Antarctic and like science expeditions and stuff where they have like outposts on the pole or near the poles of the Earth and stuff like that, like very, very far removed from everywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, gotcha.
Neat.
So basically,
So, query.
in fact, Mouse like tugs at Herald's cloak, just one to get his attention, but also two to surreptitiously test its texture.
The texture's pretty authentic. It feels like what you would expect it to feel like, given what it looks like. Yes, Mouse?
Before we depart, I would request a little bit of shore leave.
Of course. It's been a long trip without a drift engine. We just had to fly manually the whole way. Sure. Why don't we just take a few hours?
Day at least, minimum 24 hours, please.
Oh goodness. He looks to Kalen.
Actually, at that moment, serendipity like erupts in a spark of showers. Doodle-doo-doo-doo. Congratulations, Moscolini. You've completed one of your interpersonal goals for the day. Ops.
Oh, you cut out.
Your goal. Negotiate more time off board was completed. You've just earned 50 points.
Oh my god.
What do you spend those points on?
None of your business. By the way, serendipity, open settings menu.
And then for like the next couple minutes, she's sorting through the various nested menus to figure out why that notification was displayed externally.
Yes, well, I suppose, with as long as Kaylin doesn't like shake her head meanly, he'll say, I suppose we can survive for 24 more hours here.
Kayla just sort of raises an eyebrow and shrugs. Just like, you can't get in any more trouble than you already are.
Yeah, look, they
Alright.
won't find us that quickly.
Will you hush?
Ninden is listening super duper intently.
Yeah. How is Gur reacting to the way this has played out? By the way,
He's finally found his courage again, and he's standing up. And he was going to pull out his spanner to like be more threatening, but he's actually kind of starting to see reason here. They're not as threatening as he once thought.
you might say that Herald has a certain disarming quality about them.
Just
Yeah.
a bit.
Oh.
Thing about
I-
that hat.
I didn't mean that as a pun. I meant
I've got
that
two
for real.
arms usually.
Usually.
Sure, Muscolini, why don't you show us whatever sights you were looking forward to seeing? What were you looking forward to see?
Serendipity, please pull up my agenda.
And then like a screen sort of like appears in front of Mouse, made out of sort of like serendipity spreads out to form sort of like a visual display, and Mouse begins like scrolling through. There's a couple of talks being held in the next hour or so. She has to choose which one. There's a display going on about various fluctuations coming from the portal, and she just starts telling you all of them.
It's too much. It's too much info. And you probably don't give even like half of a damn about any of it.
Sure, lead the way. Those all sound fascinating.
Yeah, Mouse has already started to head towards the first one.
Yeah, Gur picks up his gear, and he's going to follow closely, if only to keep a close, suspicious eye on his new overlord. I don't know.
Ninden will
Kaylin
trail
is
behind.
keeping a close, suspicious eye on Gur.
It's a great way to start out a game. A party who's just totally suspicious of each other. It's fine.
What is this? Signal of screams?
Yeah, it worked well last time.
Yeah, they were
Minden
best
is
friends.
just trailing behind Mouse.
All right. Now, Herald, would you like to break in this table with the game's first die roll?
I'd love to. Which die?
So you are currently in your quote-unquote natural form. I would like you to hit me with a sense motive.
That's not a great roll.
No, it doesn't occur to you that maybe you should take the form of Trent Farstar again before
But-
you go back into the station.
But doesn't Herald as an envoy get to expertise die? To
Already
us?
did.
Yeah,
Rolled a 1.
Yeah, that's already
Wow.
factored in,
It's
unfortunately.
factored in, and you rolled a 1, friend.
So I guess unless somebody wants to remind him, I think it doesn't occur to Herald.
No, it wouldn't. But Kalen will elbow him in the mid tentacles.
Yes?
In the squishy part.
Face.
Oh, yes, and then we'll do the opposite transformation back into Trent. I'll give my long jacket an experimental twirl. All right, good as new.
Much less suspicious.
It isn't any less horrific the other way.
No, it's in ways it's worse. You know, it's just kind of how it goes.
Because at this point, we definitely get a good sense that, wow, his clothes are just a part of his body. Those aren't real clothes. I guess they are technically.
He's been naked this whole time.
He's always naked.
Do you guys think Trent would look better with a big bushy beard? And then a big bushy beard grows.
I like it.
You'll have to forgive me. Sirenscape seems to be acting up right now.
I hear some spooky noises.
No, it's not supposed to be spooky. But either way, as you all board Far Portal Station, all of the scientists and researchers you have delivered here have already arrived. They've gotten past the checkpoint. You notice that there is as is standard in a facility like this, there is a checkpoint with a sanitization chamber and a scanner just to make sure that nobody's coming on board with anything that they don't want on the station, microbial or otherwise. So as you approach, one of the I guess proctors there with a clipboard asks for your name and your ship, even though you notice that you're basically the only ship here.
Trent Farstar? What was it again? Damn it.
Farstar.
Farstar? Fortune Fool?
Oh, yeah.
Think of a wry grin.
Let's see, and this is your crew? He looks over the rest of you.
Yep, that's them.
Don't
touch the other looks.
He actually he's documenting each of you as you approach, and he gets a look at Mouse, and while he's starting to write something down, he kind of smirks. Like you get the idea that he's thought of something that is just really amusing to him. He goes, "Did you come here to get a tan?"
Excuse me.
It's the sun. It's a tan. You get a tan here.
No, I don't understand.
Never mind.
I'm a bleachling. We are incapable of tanning.
Go ahead and proceed through. You just see motions towards the sensor. And as you proceed through, I would like a sense motive from anybody who has it.
Oh, yes. Allow me.
I'll roll it untrained. Oh, wait.
Characters will cooperate.
Ooh, that's
see,
much
now
better,
we get to
Herald.
see. Now we get to see Herald's true power.
Never mind. I won't even bother.
You notice that as you're being scanned, the technician looks at you very suspiciously for a moment before averting her eyes.
As I'm being scanned?
As you are being scanned, Herald.
Alright, I'll give her a knowing wink.
And Kaylin, you notice also that while Herald is being scanned, the technician seems to be surprised by something.
I'm not surprised.
But she doesn't say anything. She just acts like nothing happened.
Once we're through, Kaylin will kind of lean into Mouse. Mouse Galini, you're pretty good with computers. Can you purge their records that we were here?
Computers. Sorry, what?
Can you purge us from their records
Hmm.
in case
Can I?
anyone pokes into it?
Yeah. You might not want to do it here at the security checkpoint, but if you can
Right,
find...
like right as we're past, just out of earshot, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You could try to find an unoccupied computer terminal and get in.
Oh wow, that sounds fantastic. Let's do that.
Okay. Is that the first thing you guys want to do? Just like find a place to get rid of the records?
Yes.
All right. So this is already cutting into Muscolini's planned events for this endeavor, but
That's why she wants to get it out of the way immediately.
as soon as possible. Understood.
Yeah, the first talk's always the worst.
Let's see here. I don't actually have the computer hacking stuff pulled up, but I've got a good idea for how it works. So yeah, go ahead and let's just get a computer's check from you.
Kaylin will just sort of be leaning against a wall nearby, being, keeping an eye out for anybody who might interrupt Mouse.
15.
Okay. You're able to get into the system as kind of like a guest account, and with a little bit of looking around, you can locate possibly a path to the root. If you want to give me another computer's check, we'll see if you can get in.
Oh, a challenge.
Well, this
She,
is
like,
going on. Oh, go
Sticks
ahead.
her tongue out of the side of her mouth and slowly starts to focus.
Let's do it.
Gur leans over to
Oh,
Nindin
no.
and says, "Is this? Are we okay with this? What are they doing?"
Shh.
So a friendly little thing pops up telling you that you're not supposed to be there. You have a feeling that if you keep prying, at least for a little bit, it might trigger an alarm of some kind.
It seems that our captain and first mate don't want anyone to know that they were here, Gur. I don't know.
Eyes narrow.
How's it going, Mouse?
I think Liz is muted.
So,
A little bit louder than she probably should. Mouse says,
I'm not able to alter the record at this point without raising the alarm.
Oh, don't do that.
a nearby you don't know what he is, probably some sort of scientist or researcher, kind of looks over for a moment, but he ultimately decides it's not worth his.
Ah, funny joke, Mouse. Yes. All right, then why don't we just head on to the first talk that you wanted to see, Mouse?
Oh, I mean, I could continue to try and root it, or I could come back. Which would you prefer? We are very close to sunspots and you.
We can always try again on the way out.
Which is, of course, the first item on the agenda. I'm really excited to hear the second part of this 3-part series. I've been listening to the Space Cat.
So there's other stuff for people to look at here. Like this is a station that people sometimes spend years of their lives at without leaving. So there are recreation rooms, there's cafes. The station itself is spoken wheel type design, so it's got one central shaft and a bunch of connecting shafts to a ring around the station. So there's, you could look around. There's all kinds of scientific terminals, all kinds of monitors that are showing different spots on the surface of the sun. Even the far portal itself drifting on the middle of this sea of flames, giving away to another sea of flames that is somehow different looking. There's stuff for you to do if you're not interested in listening to somebody talk about sunspots for however many hours that's gonna be.
Ninden
I don't understand
definitely.
why you wouldn't be.
Ninden walks over to one of the observation things and is just like gazing into the sun.
Does anyone want to go to a bar?
Now, just real
sorry,
quick.
wrong voice.
Yeah, it's very weird, Gur, to have that voice coming out of Trent Farstar's face, but it's very much not his voice. Just to kind of capitalize on that for a moment, Ninden, there's a reason you're here at the Sun, right?
Yes, I'm here. I need to meet up with my brother. It's been a while since I've seen him, and I wanted to chat with him.
Yes, Ninden's brother Tenden is a Solarian, right? Or is he a mystic?
Nah, he's a soldier, actually. Neither of those things. He started out in his baby form, society play, as a soldier.
Oh, gotcha.
Sorry, as a mystic. But
Right.
I ended up just wanting to hit things.
Right. So yeah, he's either way, he is a priest of Sarenrae, currently at the Radiant Cathedral, if I remember correctly.
Yep. Pride of the family and all that.
Well,
no, you go.
go ahead.
No, you go.
No, you go. Okay. As the group is just thinking about splitting up and going their separate ways, a alarm goes off. You notice that there is one particular station where somebody is exclaiming like, "Whoa, what? Guys, look, 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 look!" And all of a sudden a bunch of scientists and researchers come flooding over to their workstation. You don't have to join the crowd necessarily, because before long, all of a sudden on all of the monitors, the Far Portal station comes up and displays a very interesting sight.
Is that a space shark?
Oh my god, it's a space shark!
Erupting from the Far Portal is a spaceship. This spaceship is very interesting looking. It is gilded in rich golden and copper tones. It is nothing like anything any of you have ever seen before. Similarly, something that you have never seen before, coming out directly behind the ship is what could only be described as a giant whale that is covered in all kinds of armor plating and weird cybernetic gear, and it wants to destroy this ship. You can see... Go ahead.
Oh, is the space whale alive? Is that like something I could look up with life science, or, just to be able to tell? Is it completely a machine that looks like a whale, or is it...
It appears to be a living whale with some stuff strapped on it. You're not unfamiliar with cybernetics, so it appears to be a living creature with machines attached to it.
What the fuck?
Sorry, what's the phrase again?
Pronk. You want to use
What the
pronk?
fronk?
There you go. Pronk. We're on brand, folks.
Marketing thanks you for this concession.
So yeah, how do people react to the sight of a giant whale coming out of the portal behind a golden spaceship and shooting literal lasers at it?
This is not exactly how I expected today to go.
That creature is beautiful.
Gur responds with equal measure of horror and fascination.
I guess Trent will rush up to one of the scientists and be like, "Is someone going to help that ship? It seems like it's in danger."
Oh, yeah. Let me get the station master. And so they actually ping the station master, who is supposedly now on their way. Anybody else want to? Well, actually, hold on. Anybody with engineering want to give me a roll?
It's time for Gur to shine.
Oh,
Ah,
It really is.
wow.
Nice roll.
How
So-
did I become the Tates of this group? I'm very
Hey,
upset about that.
hey, I'm very excited. I'm very excited that I'm not rolling dice because that people can see. These people don't need to know that when I am playing in games, I always roll a 1 or a 2. Nobody needs to know that.
Hey, there were some
yeah,
fours
they do.
sprinkled in there. Be fair to yourself.
So Guruk, you can identify this ship as it's a medium explorer class, basically. Looks like the sort of ship that would normally need somewhere between 5 to 15 people to crew it. As you're observing it, you notice that the ship is full-on evasion mode. It has weapons. It's not using them. This ship is just being chased down and attacked by this whale as if it was like a cat's toy. And the whale is the cat in this metaphor, this analogy.
Right, yeah.
well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty certain that ship is done for.
Not
Can
if
we
I
get
have
to it in
anything
time
to
in our
say for
ship?
it. Or my name isn't Trent Farstar. Let's get on board,
Name
crew.
isn't Trent Forrest.
Trent has already rushed back towards the ship.
Actually, before you can go, the station master, who was called, shows up. Station master, she introduces herself. Are you Trent Farstar, the captain of the Fortune's Fool?
That's my name.
Don't wear it out.
Gurge was kind of frowning in the background. She goes, "Yes, I am Station Master Jory Kimolson. I'm Station Master Jory. I run things here, and that ship is the first thing to ever come out of Far Portal. Nothing has ever come out of Far Portal before. If you could please save that vessel, it would mean so much to us."
Say no more. Let it never be said that Trent Farstar doesn't help people who are in danger.
He doesn't.
Shh, Gur, it's okay. It's all right. We're gonna help these people regardless of our captain.
All right. So is everybody rushing back to the ship?
Yeah.
All right.
Of course.
Okay. So everybody gets back. You board the ship, and let's see. Gotta wait for Sirenscape to catch up with me. You see, that's the problem. I'm too fast for Sirenscape. It's definitely not the other way around. So everybody takes their stations on the ship. Who is sitting in what seat?
Kaylin's the pilot.
All right, so Caitlin quickly shuffles her way into the pilot's seat and starting the pre-flight checkup and all that stuff.
Ninden lowers himself into the gunner's chair, very gingerly sitting.
Mouse just kind of throws herself into the science officer chair and like looks around to make sure that nobody else wanted it. I mean, what would they be thinking?
Gur runs back to the engine room and, moves the giant spanner off his back in preparations for repairs that he knows he's gonna need to do.
Everyone knows that the only thing you need to fix a spaceship is a giant spanner. That's all
You're
you need.
goddamn right it is.
And Trent sits in the captain's seat, and with a moment of thought, he will melt back into the form of Herald.
There you go.
All right.
So,
bring us into the sky.
right as you say that, you notice that the ship that had previously come out of the portal very suddenly flies right past the docking arm. And I have told Sirenscape to play a sound, but it is not. So that's
It'll
fine.
happen eventually.
Imagine there's a whoosh sound. A ship whooshes right by.
That was it.
And the whale is right in pursuit. Like this is like within 1 kilometer of the station. It's way too close. So you can launch right on out and into the stars.
Y'all, I'm so excited.
That's
Right?
right. Like
Space
every good Starfinder AP, it starts out with starship combat, fellas.
Everyone's
Woo!
favorite part of the system.
Who doesn't want that rope?
All right, let's get some music going. Sirenscape, work with me. Come on, buddy. We're gonna have to figure out if there's some sort of way to reduce the latency on this stuff. There's supposed to be music
Yeah.
playing. There's no music playing.
I hear mostly space whooshes.
Yeah, it's space
Yeah.
wishes.
Lots of
It's-
whooshes.
Oh, it worked in a timely manner.
Chat loving all the whale puns, by the by. Very nice job.
Oh, do we have whale puns going on? I've been missing the whale puns.
Oh yeah, no, we got whale, whale, whale. It's whale time. This is all
Whale time.
whale timed.
Oh, from what I understand, King and Chuperkata are actually in Patrick's Dawn of Flame game.
Okay, yes.
So they knew the whale was coming. You didn't.
Oh,
you
so
guys
they were
didn't know.
prepared for this.
Didn't warn us.
They
Yeah,
brought their
well.
whale puns. They were so prepared. They had so
Oh,
much
no.
time.
Oh, Nick, you're also in it. Awesome.
So.
Oh,
we-
King is not. He just knows. Okay, got it. All right. So, yes, let's go ahead and begin the festivities. Let's get. I guess this sort of thing starts off with a pilot check, if I
Yep.
am not mistaken.
Top of the round. Piloting check for initiative.
Pretty sure this
Oh, I
thing
think it
starts off
with engineering.
diverting.
Oh, I guess you're right,
power
because
to the
engineering happens at the
engines.
same time.
Yeah.
Almost
Sorry,
as initiative.
engineering. Yes.
No, engineering
What's
first, science and pilot are at the same time.
And now,
And-
is that enough to do a tier 1 divert? Is the question.
I would assume so.
Where my
You'd-
DC?
You'd know if you had the cheat sheet open.
Well,
Sorry, got a moment of real Starfinder to show you guys. The look up the rules portion of it.
I would have the rules in front of me, except I have like one of the first editions of the book that has been changed since. So, yeah,
So I'm seeing the DC is 12?
I'll accept it if my roll is 13.
So you diverted powers to the engines, is that correct?
Yes, we gotta
And,
go fast.
How fast is this ship under normal circumstances?
8.
Okay.
It is 8
Slow.
fast.
All right.
Very disappointed.
Zip.
So the Fortune's Full zips right outside of the, it meanders right out of the docking bay, quickly turning and pursuing the whale as it chases down this interesting vessel. Let's see here. Pretty sure that beats it. So you would be surprised, Kaylin, that you are actually the superior pilot in this circumstance.
Nice.
Well, not necessarily surprised that you're the superior pilot, but you know. Yes, the ship and the whale continue to move ever further away.
Oh, can I get control of our ship token, pretty please?
I thought I gave it to you.
Who's flying the ship?
Me!
It should be controllable by you.
Hmm.
Let me
We
remove
delete this
this
token and yeah.
Yeah. Live show, folks. Live show. All right. Let's see.
I still do not has.
Still
Do you
don't.
controlled by?
Yeah. Can anybody control it?
If I put it there, I can control it. Okay, I got this
Oh
one.
well. Okay. We'll just do that then.
There we go. Problem
Easy fix.
solved.
All right. So you have 9 hexes of movement, I believe.
9! Is
No,
it
no,
10?
you have 10.
Yeah.
Boost increases by 2.
Twitch plays Starship Combat. Oh my god, I love it.
That sounds like a nightmare.
Turn and
absolutely.
a turn. Yeah. I'll go right here with a piloting check to maneuver, just for funsies. Or not. Name of that.
Okay.
Evade. Evade.
Now,
That's the word I'm looking for.
what kind of guns does the Fortune Fool have on it?
Well, you
has-
see, we got a coil gun. I'm sorry, Gur, this is your ship.
Trying really hard not to feel, insulted right now. No, it's. It has a flak thrower on the front arc, and it has a coil gun on the turret.
All right. Are either of those within range at the moment?
The coil gun is long range. It has 20 hexes, and
Well, there you go.
is capable of shooting beyond its first range increment, unlike the flak thrower.
Right, yeah. Flak's kind of useless outside of a certain range.
Hey, don't
I
give it
think-
so much flack.
Oh, jeez.
Ooh.
Ugh. All right, we're not playing Signal of Screams. You can do as many puns as you like.
I'm free!
Finally.
Finally. That moves us on to our next stage, which I think is guns?
We
Question
missed
mark?
science.
Oh, we did
Yeah,
miss
science
that.
acts during the helm
Yeah.
phase, yeah.
Science happens, yeah.
Science
Yeah.
happens.
Science does happen.
Get
Mouse
that on
makes
shirt.
science happen.
So I can
Gain that space
Um,
whale.
balance the shields, although that takes a lot more. I can scan. What would you like me to do?
Probably
Go
scan
ahead
that
and
space
scan that whale.
Can do, Cap. Except, what actually do I roll?
Just
Yes.
a computer check.
13.
Ugh.
I know, it's a
Basic
5.
information.
Yeah. Which would include like the weapons it has, or
Not even. The
Living crew
person-
complement and ship classification, size, speed, and maneuverability.
gotcha. It is a living, a living creature. It has good maneuverability and a speed of 8. So, in a similar
can
boat
keep
to
up.
you. Am
I
missing
convey this
anything?
information.
I believe weapons is next.
Oh, does it also have what? Does it also give weapons?
No, I mean, time for us to fire our weapons.
Oh, gotcha.
Battery.
That one. Gotcha. All right. Go ahead and take a shot.
I would go ahead and encourage Gur.
Ninden.
All right.
It's in fact Ninden.
Ninden, yeah. All right, Ninden. I hope you aren't too disturbed by the whole not actually working with Trent Farstar, but I assure you, I too am a competent captain. Let's see how competent.
I feel so encouraged.
Encouraged.
You do feel
That would be
encouraged.
Oh wow, you do feel encouraged.
Wow.
Greatly so.
Some super encouragement. All right, Ninden's going to fire the guns at the whale. Huh? Not a full attack. Oh,
Oh yeah, you got it.
some awful damage, but
Roddy.
you know.
So we're not playing Signal Screens. So you are surprised to notice that when you shoot at the whale, anybody who's watching on the view screen notices that the shot is actually deflected by a shield. This whale appears to have a shield generator attached to it.
That whale's dynamite.
Hacks! Hacks!
That seems
Oh yeah,
about
if you guys
right.
want a better view of this thing, by the way.
Oh my god, it's so cool.
Oh my
This
god,
one
that
is
is like
fresh.
5 times
Question
cooler
mark.
than any of us.
You know what?
New podcast,
Yeah, come to
let's
think of
follow the
it, y'all are fired. I'm gonna just do a stream where I roleplay the whale destroying various spaceships. That's just gonna be the show from now on.
I'd watch it.
Stand on that.
So, yes, you do notice that the shot is deflected by shields. However, you have weakened them.
Okay, good. It's not just, oh, I have a shield.
No, it's not like that. It's not the playground equivalent
Of course.
bad guy. It's like, you can't hurt me, I'm invincible. Anyway, I believe that brings us back to engineering.
It would indeed.
Give me that sweet, sweet speed, man.
Is that sweet, sweet speed?
Yes, thank you. All right, post-piloting checks.
Yes.
Come on,
Giving
roll
her all
20.
she's got, Captain.
Ooh. I hope roll 20 is on your side.
Yes.
Yes, that will do it.
Is
Now,
on our
what
side.
what you do notice is that the golden ship, it appears to have noticed that you are here, and appear to be at least not a whale. Probably really high on the desirability scale right now to see something that is not a whale.
Yeah, that tracks.
You can't blame it. However, it tries a maneuver to loop back and start heading back towards you. And you see that the whale looks like it's ready to take a bite out of this thing. So go ahead and move.
All right. Come on, roll 20. Why are you?
Don't blame Roll20. Blame the shitty ship we run.
Yes, it's all the ship.
I got you, Casper.
It's a poor craftsman that blames his tools.
Get right up in their face and see if we can't distract the whale. With a maneuver, just,
Bold.
There we go. Okay.
Well, if we're trying to be heroes,
Yeah.
brings
Might
us
as well be
back
big damn heroes.
the
and that'll give us a
scientist.
plus 2 to our AC.
Now, at this point, you can continue to try to scan the whale to see if you can get any additional info, or you can, I think, target. Right? You can target a specific system.
These are options, yeah. It's, oh, hold on.
Yes. You can target a system to get on a 19 or 20. It will crit that system.
All right. So yeah, Mouse, what would you like to do? Would you like to scan? Would you like to target?
Targeting.
Incidentally, am I able to use my targeting ability from my exocortex, or does that just not?
No, unfortunately.
Most class abilities don't really carry over.
Lame. But, okay, so we're going to target the system.
Yeah,
Let's roll
the four systems that you can choose in this particular case are the weapons, the propulsion, or what you assume to be the propulsion, the tail. You assume that it's swimming. You can target
flapping.
its heart or its brain as well. Which one would you like to target?
Ooh.
Let's go for the heart. The heart's
Okay.
a nice central mass. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Targeting the heart.
Oh, that heart is targeted.
Shot through the heart, and you're to blame.
And Mouse is to blame.
Actually,
Well, it's a group effort. It's Ninden and Mouse, really. But that just depends on whether Ninden can stick the shot or not.
I assist Ninden in sticking shot.
Do not make me look bad.
Oh, God. Ninden was considering doing the thing where he makes a full attack using 2 guns, since that's a thing he can do.
Fail to assist.
Oh no.
Well, that's what happened. That's what you get for rolling a 3, I guess. Let's see if I can do better. Ninden's going to take 2 shots. 1 with the coil gun, and 1 with the flak thrower.
Can you do that?
I'm almost positive you can.
I think so.
Let me check a cheat sheet.
I'm not saying that I don't want you to
Fire
do
at
it.
will. You can fire any 2 starship weapons, regardless of their arc. Each attack's made at a -4 penalty, included in the bonus above.
Oh, gotcha.
All right. So
You have it,
Ninden
yeah.
just roars and is going to fire. The second coil gun is actually going to be the flak thrower, and I'll roll the damage for it, but I have the macro. 15 might hit for 8 damage, and then If the 12 hits, I'll roll damage for the flak thrower.
12 does not hit, but the 15 does. So the coil damage slams into the port side of the whale? Question mark. Let's see. And you notice that there are shields there as well. However, at the very last moment, the rail that you fire through pierces flesh, and you see that you have done some damage to the whale. You guys will never ever
Nice
guess. You guys will
Whale,
never ever
it's
guess
about time.
what the name of this. Don't. Just don't. You'll never guess what the thing is called. By the way, this creature.
It's a space whale.
It's a space whale.
No, close.
A
Space
spale.
shark.
No, it's a fire whale.
Oh, I
You're
love
right.
it.
I never would have guessed.
All right. Yeah.
That face.
So the suspicions were correct. The whale actually opens its massive jaws, and rather than firing one of its myriad of cybernetic weapons, takes a giant bite on the port side of this ship. A arcing surge from the shield of the ship fires off into the whale, and it gets rebuffed. It lets go, but you do see that it has caused some damage to the vessel. It doesn't look like it's going to last a super long amount of time if this keeps up. But the whale doesn't seem to even care that you're there. It is on a mission.
Rude.
I think that we are back to engineering.
Captain, perhaps you should try and contact the other vessel as Gur rolls another engineering check.
Well, that's not a bad plan.
Oh no, you don't get speed this time because he was distracted by
Oh,
telling you to
just the
contact the other
worst.
vessel.
Doesn't necessarily look like you need the speed in this particular instance.
That's a good point.
I'll hail that vessel and say, well met. What seems to be going on here with you and the whale?
It seems to be completely. What happens is your transmission is apparently received because one comes back. However, it is extremely loud static. Like, it's the kind that makes everyone wince as it comes over. Just like this really loud crackling noise.
Alright, we're getting some comms interference, but we're gonna keep shooting the whale.
Alright, so let's get opposed piloting checks.
Threw mine up there.
I think you're probably good. Believe it or not, you are still good, so let's see.
Wow.
Wow. I rolled worse. You know?
This is why Kaylin rose to the top of the racing leagues.
This is just how it goes.
Everyone else is just horrible.
She is in fact a race person. That is correct. Which might come into play later.
Haha!
It looks like the ship is starting to break free a little bit now that it's running in a straight line, giving you an opportunity to maybe catch up behind the whale as it chases.
I want to break free.
Thank you. Thank you.
Go right there.
All right.
Right up behind it. I'm gonna get a flyby one of these days.
Oh, please.
All right, that puts us back to Science Officer. If Mouse would like to give us a check of some variety.
What kind of check do you want, Captain?
Oh, why don't you continue to target their systems? Its system? I guess that still applies for biological organisms. Shoot it through
Yeah.
the heart.
Yes. Correctly identified, Captain.
More power to the
Oh.
gods, please.
Damn it.
Oh no.
Sorry. Yes, but also, Mouse is vaguely impressed that Gerald knows that a heart is important to vertebrates, because he probably doesn't have one.
No, I don't have one correctly. Sometimes
So,
I have to like simulate a heartbeat, and I just do it by like pulsing a muscle down there. We'll go into it later.
So
That sounds
yeah,
fascinating.
Mouse is attempting to lock onto the heart. However, you're chasing behind this whale. The ship's sensors are going crazy as this extraplanar fire licks over the front of your own vessel. They can't quite seem to get a lock, unfortunately. But I don't think that worries Ninden so much. He is a Vesk after all, and he lives for this kind of thing.
I can't miss! They're right in front of me!
Heroic succeeds at aiding the gunshot.
Alright. First attack is, he's gonna open fire again. First attack is the coil gun, second attack, if it hits, will be blah blah blah.
Alright.
Oh!
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
I guess ignore the crit rolled damage, but that's okay. So that is on the flak thrower. I do need to roll that damage though.
Okay.
I should just make 2 macros. God, what's the flak
think you
thrower?
should, yeah.
3d4. Yeah. Alright.
So we're firing at a different arc of the whale shield this time, right? Before we were at its...
Yes, I'm sorry, I did not have a hex thing. However, you have already done damage to the aft side. You noticed. So does the is that with the crit?
Crit, you don't roll double damage in starship combat.
Oh,
It
that's
is
right, it just goes straight.
disappointing. But if it even does a single point of hull damage, it will take a critical threshold, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
No?
Is how it works.
It does. No, it totally does.
Okay.
And because... Oh, Miss Galini did not successfully target the heart, so it's rolled randomly.
Right. You hit it right in the tail. You see a giant chunk get blown off of its fin. You imagine that if you were not in space, you would hear like a whale call in pain. What do whales in pain sound like?
Perfect.
Yes,
Probably
like that.
something like that. You notice that the aft shields are now also gone, and you are starting to deal damage directly to the whale.
Okay. Did that cause a critical threshold?
Let's see.
It
Just because I rolled a nat
so it was
20.
a 20, yeah.
What are the thresholds again? Like what
No.
percentages?
Oh, well, I guess...
20% of its total hull points.
Okay.
Right, but you also have to roll for which thing was crit.
Right, I did. The tail, the propulsion.
Got it.
There's a
Oh,
cheat
okay.
sheet on the
Oh, that was flavor.
on
Thank
the
you.
chip sheet.
Yes, I'm
I was gonna
sorry.
say, I got that. Did you guys not?
I buried the rules behind some flavor. My bad.
How dastardly of you. Thank you. It's sorry to interrupt.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. So I think that brings us back to engineering.
Oh boy. Well, we don't need speed, but I don't know what else I'm gonna do. I don't need to fix things either.
Give me power to guns!
Yeah, we'll give you power to guns. I guess we'll give you power to guns.
Mhm.
That's a good power to guns.
That's
Tell
good
you
power to
what.
guns. All right, and piloting.
Roll 20 is thinking. Thinking really hard.
I'm rolling a lot like myself. Fortunately for you guys, you almost don't even need to make a roll.
Will a 9 do it? Oh, there it is.
A 9 would have done it, actually. So yeah, we're all good there. The ship took a hit and appears to be limping. You notice it kind of list off to its port side, but it leans into it, turning it into a turn. The whale kind of following, but at a bit of a limp as well, now that you have shot this poor, majestic creature in the tail.
Hey, it was trying to bite somebody.
It successfully bit the ship.
Yeah, it's a really rude, majestic creature.
Let's put as many adjectives as we can on this thing. All right, that brings us back to Mouse, actually.
Yeah.
If you'd like to continue targeting stuff.
Shall I continue to target his heart, Captain?
Absolutely.
Oh, wait.
We will.
Nick needs to move the ship. Duh.
Oh.
Sorry, Kay needs to move the ship. Derp. You can roll that computer's check anyway.
Excellent.
Ooh, that heart is targeted.
So targeted.
Spicy. Oh, was that a flyby?
That is a flyby. I need
Oh,
a
snap.
17. If its CR is 2. If it's only 1, I only need 16, I think.
Oh, is this to give Ninden a sick...
Extra shot. There it is.
Oh.
There it is, folks.
You did! Alright,
First
take the shot.
All right.
Take the shot!
Ninden's gonna take the shot.
I will encourage your shot with the coil gun, not the tiny gun.
Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna fire the coil gun now because we have it in our front arc, correct? Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm shooting with the coil gun because I don't believe I can fire it more than once in a round. So I've been encouraged, hopefully.
Oh, with the coil gun. I thought. Okay, sure. One moment. Success.
That encourages. That hits for 12 points of damage.
It does. And what arc are you shooting with that?
Looks like
This has
Well-
face here, so I suppose the front arc.
With the flyby, don't you get to
We can
choose the
take-
arc?
Yeah.
Well, we just damaged the tail, so let's shoot the tail.
Okie doke. Hitting the back
So
again.
the rear, the aft arc.
Okay. That definitely bypasses another damage threshold.
12 in the aft.
Yeah, this thing does not look too happy. You actually managed to shoot one of the cybernetic systems going down its spinal area, and you notice that the weapons appear to be glitching now.
Ooh, excellent. What
Yes.
about
you hit
Mouse's
the rules
targeting
behind-
of the heart?
No, right.
Well, now what?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. So Mouse targeted the heart successfully this round.
Does that not go off unless you roll a 19 or 20?
Good question.
That's always been
This is
fuzzy
true.
to me.
This is true. It's only on a 19 or 20.
Okay, then ignore
Yep.
me. That was the flyby.
Okay.
Cool.
So I think that
Thank you
brings
very
us
much.
to gunning proper.
Ah, excellent. So now here's a flak thrower shot. With its own macro, new and improved. Oh, that was so much damage.
Oh no! Down the
Oh,
drain.
that hurt.
But that's okay.
Down the
You heard
Yeah.
it anyway.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
All right.
My turn.
That'll put us back into engineering.
Doesn't look like we need speed still. And I'm not going to succeed anyways, so we'll just move right along.
Gur does some stuff in the engineering bay.
Hear a bunch of swearing in Orcish and possibly some banging on an instrument that shouldn't be banged quite so hard.
Oh dear.
Are you all right down there, girl?
Fine, everything's fine.
I believe in you.
I assume we're waiting on roll 20 to finish your piloting check, Kay? Is
Yes.
that right? Okay.
Mhm.
Why is that such a problem sometimes? That's nuts.
There it is.
Okay. Unfortunately, you will need to go first.
What? What new craziness is this?
Well, actually, hold on. This guy will need to go first. Let's see. Doop, doop, doop. Getting out of there. Now, you may have noticed that traditionally this whale is only interested in this vessel, so you can try to predict its movements that way.
We'll just go right here with another flyby.
Oh,
So it,
yeah, make that
has a
check.
harder time chasing that ship. Come on, roll 20. How much? Aha! There it is.
Okay.
And shoot it.
Ninden, take your shot.
Ninden takes a shot. Waits for possible encouragement.
Now, do you want to use
No
the?
encouragement.
You can use whatever arc and shoot whatever arc. Is
Oh
that
yeah,
right?
yeah, totally. So he's just gonna shoot with the flak thrower.
That's a smart move.
Thanks. I think I'm smart sometimes. I did not get power to gun, so that is 7 flat damage in the tail once again.
Okie doke.
Ninden
Wait a
is just.
second. Did we have my
doubling down.
turn to target things, or
This was on the piloting phase.
It's on the piloting.
gotcha,
yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Although it does
that
happen
is the
at-
piloting phase.
Same time. So, yes. He hit
Thank you.
anyway.
Bypassed another threshold.
Ah,
Let's see. This does actually hit it in the heart. So, a big, gross explosion in the whale's undercarriage from the flak, like because it's a flak cannon, right? So a bunch of slugs just kind of slam up into the underside of the whale.
It's
And-
an exploding shell essentially.
yeah. So there's all kinds of whale blood out in space now.
There she blows.
I think we need more confidence with that Moby Dick reference. It does not have a turn of 0, cheating whale.
It wasn't 0. It moved forward 1.
It has to move. Oh, it was facing that way.
Yeah.
yeah, yep.
Darn
Sorry,
not
nope.
having a hex token.
I know. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
That's all right.
The lessons we learn. Hey, you could always just do a flip and burn. Anyway, I believe that brings us to Mouse's turn. So, if you would like to target a system,
Would I?
its weapons, its heart, and its tail are not doing super good right now.
What should it be, Captain?
Let's take out that tail. It looks like Kaylin's having a hard time following it.
Oh snap!
You know what?
Wow.
You said it,
You
not
wanna
me.
try?
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, that is a
18.
successful target. So if
tail successfully targeted, Captain?
All right, Ninden, take aim and fire.
do it,
Aye, Captain.
fire better.
Firing.
Oh my god!
Yes!
Again,
Broke the game.
ignore the extra damage. Did I get power to guns? I'm sorry. Ogre.
No, I didn't succeed in my roll. I would have given
Okay.
you power to guns, but I didn't succeed.
No worries.
So-
Then that
But we
is
did
8
target
points
the
of
tail.
critical damage.
Just so
In
I
the
don't
tail.
have to find it in the rules, what exactly happens when a system is completely screwed in terms of propulsion?
It's wrecked. Any
yeah.
checks made with it take a minus what? 4?
I'm not entirely
Looking for
positive.
Nethys.
However, it is not looking good. You think that it won't take too much longer for this whale to go down. It does fire one of its weapons. It breathes fire actually out at the ship, and they lick over the copper and golden frame of the vessel.
Man, this whale is so cool.
A wreck
Right.
system is minimally
That'll bring
functional.
us
Crew
back
action-
to engineering, right?
Crew
Yes.
actions involving
So-
the system except the hold it together and patch engineer actions, minor crew actions, blah blah.
Yeah, so it's
Automatically
minus 4 on
fail.
Right,
So-
Okay.
but since it's the power core, the heart, as it were, it's just a -4 on everything.
No, it's the
Did we
tail.
target The tail? I thought we targeted
Oh.
the tail.
Okay, then
Yeah.
that's confusing.
No, you did target the
No.
heart. That's right. You did target the heart. That's right. I'm sorry. That went straight to the heart. My bad.
Wait.
Okay,
And
so
mouse.
yeah,
Yeah, Mouse and Minden are both to blame. So just
I
have a
feel
minus 4
none
to
of
everything
this.
now?
Yes.
Okay.
Star
Minus
Court,
4.
yes. What is
Yes.
Kaylin doing?
Grr, give me power to engines. I'm gonna pull a crazy Ivan.
A crazy Ivan.
Grr, at
Yes!
hearing about the word Crazy Ivan gets a glint in his eye, and he just grabs his giant wrench and just fucking, I don't know, does things with it.
He does the, you know.
He bangs.
system.
He bangs it with
Here's-
the. You know, we all know that that's exactly what happens. You
Opens
know,
the steam
to-
valve because it's a steam ship.
Some checks go off as the power given to the engines is more than they're traditionally supposed to cope with.
All right, so I think that's engineering.
Let's see. Yeah, it turns out you beat the whale. So.
Imagine that.
Okay, surprise.
All right, they limp along. And what
Yeah, this
does
is gonna be
Kay
really
do?
bad if it goes sideways.
If the whale goes sideways?
If we go sideways!
I think the gravity dampeners are working.
That was an in-character way of asking for an encourage, pretty quick.
Oh.
However, if the ship goes sideways, like drifting, that'd be pretty cool.
Deja vu.
Thank you. Oh my God, somebody else knows.
Anyways,
I guess bickering is how Harald encourages Kay. Oh, thank God for that encourage. That was just enough.
Okay, so do you do a flip and burn?
Yes.
Nice. So you pull an Emelman, as you know, some of the flyboys present might know. Fun
Looks
fact about the
left for
Emelman: the person that the Emelman is named after is never recorded as to have doing an Emelman maneuver. Weird. Anyway.
Looks left
The
for
more
all the
you
flyboys. Looks right for any flyboys. Looks down.
They must have flown the coop.
Ha. All right, that brings us back to Mouse. What is Mouse gonna do?
We got it in the heart, so... yes, the heart. So get the tail so it stops swimming away.
Tail
Stop
targeted.
Swimming away. Oh, that tail is targeted.
All right,
And I cannot
So-
assist Ninden this round.
that's okay. Ninden's only going to take one shot because I think it's just outside our hex, and also he just wants to finish this thing off with accuracy.
If you had one shot,
outside of X.
Coil gun. Ah!
ooh, that is just a hit.
Yes!
The shot goes straight through the back of the whale and all the way through, and with some sickening, writhing motions, it begins to stop moving, instead drifting out in space.
Ninden leaps out, jumps up, throwing his chair backwards in the process. Yeah!
Congratulations, you've killed a majestic creature.
Part of me is sad. Really cool whale.
Harald will try to hail that ship again and say, why don't you go into the space station and we'll, try to get your ship repaired and...
There is no response.
Oh dear. Do you need us to board you and, blink your front lights twice if yes, once if no?
Wow.
In fact, you notice that the ship itself seems to be drifting, as though nobody is controlling it. It is port side facing to the sun, but it is actually rotating from port to starboard with the sun at its side.
Oh dear. Kay, why don't you bring us in for a boarding maneuver?
Right as you suggest that, Station Master Jory, you receive a hail from the station.
Hair grows back. Yeah, station master.
Yeah, you get this like really weird like moment where like Trent is like kind of putting himself together and looking at the camera.
It's actually just his head. Everything below the head, below the shoulders, is like normal to Haral.
That was incredible. I've never seen anything like that, and there's so many things we can collect from the whale, but is the ship not responding? We've been trying to contact it.
No, it's not responding to us either. Trent sort of blows on his fingernails. We'll initiate some boarding maneuvers and get right back to you.
Oh, yes, thank you. Please, if you can board the vessel and make first contact. This has become a first contact mission. Just please make sure the vessel is safe so that we can get some researchers aboard.
Don't worry, Trent Farstar has done hundreds of these.
All right. So,
engine room? No, he hasn't.
I think that is a good moment to go ahead and go into break. As Kay initiates docking procedures, the Fortune's Fool begins to enter a similar rotation pattern. The sun kind of rotating in and out of view on the horizon as you approach the vessel and connect to its port side airlock at the back. Welcome back, everyone. I hope everyone had a nice break, consumed a sandwich, perhaps some astronaut food to keep things on brand.
I had Soylent. That's
MREs.
basically astronaut food.
That's true. Soylent is basically astronaut food. That is 100% accurate.
I had 6 Chips Ahoy cookies and a glass of milk because I'm an adult.
This stream not endorsed by Soylent.
or Chips Ahoy. Not sponsored. Hashtag not sponsored.
I don't know about you guys, but
Give us money, Nabisco.
It's a dangerous point in a human's lifespan when they realize that their mom isn't there to stop them from eating cake for literally every meal of the day.
Yeah, I bought a
Yeah.
full cardboard box of cotton candy at that point.
Brett.
I lived on popcorn for like a year.
You move into your house and you're like, I can have bacon literally all day long? Wow.
Right? My freezer's still full of taquitos. That's all I eat.
All right. So, before we went to break, what happened was there was a whale. There was for lack of a better term, a fire whale erupted out of a portal on the surface of the sun, pursuing a gilded, golden, and copper vessel. You sprung to action at the station master's behest, but it sounds like you would have done it either way, which is big. Like if you were playing a BioWare game, you get that experience bonus, you know? Like when the NPC is like, here, please accept this reward, and you choose the good guy option, you're like, no reward, thanks. Helping you is enough. And then you get
the entire last book of Signal of Screams.
Hey, Tikrit was a nice guy. Anyway, you stopped the whale from destroying the vessel, and you have decided to board said vessel because any attempts to reach out to it are met with silence. And the way that the vessel is spinning in place gives the impression that it is not functioning the way a ship normally is supposed to function. So, yes, we return to you approaching the vessel and docking on the port side.
All right. Everyone, make sure all your seals are tight. Who knows the atmosphere in this derelict, mostly destroyed vessel?
That came from the elemental plane of fire, as far as you know. So what kind of gear do the characters pick up before they leave?
Very little.
Ninden just has armor. He doesn't have a weapon to speak of.
But he has some sick guns. attached
Yeah,
to the side of his torso.
They're also his biceps.
Right.
Yes. No. Yep. On the same page. Yeah, and I mean he's a Vesk, so he's always armed technically with his natural claws, but he's also a Vanguard, so he's also always armed.
All right. Who else?
Mouse has a long arm. Yes,
A laser rifle, correct?
a laser rifle. Correct.
Harald's got a pistol and a charming personality.
You know,
Jeez.
one of those is correct.
Yeah, Kaylin's not really carrying anything because she's wearing second skin, so it's probably under her jumpsuit.
Yeah, she's
and
got that.
She has noticeably no guns. Nothing.
However, she's got like that really cool like Mass Effect style armor, right?
That's true.
And Gur shows up wearing just an average, normal spacesuit, not armored or anything. Looking a little nervous, but he's got his hand cannon strapped to his side, which again looks like just basically a pipe welded to another bit of metal with a trigger kind of haphazardly attached.
He has a pipe weapon, basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Think Fallout 4. Anyways, Bethesda, give us money.
Not sponsored by Fallout.
So,
And hold on.
I will
There's
hold on.
more. Because he's also got what looks like a can of, nondescript food,
Space
but
piece.
the label's been peeled off, and the words "boom" have been written in big, disgusting red Sharpie.
The very pungent kind of.
So, I haven't
so what-
worked with all of. Oh, sorry. You can go, Seth.
I was going to say that what we're dealing with here is we have 4 people who are wearing your typical Starfinder armor, which produces elemental protections, environmental protections against the vacuum, what have you. And then we just have a half-orc and a literal, though it still allows for mobility, it is still a NASA-ass spacesuit. Just regular old spacesuit.
Precisely.
Harald looks around and says, "Alright, so, I know that most of you haven't, worked with me before. That's alright. I think from reading your files, I have a notion of which of you are combat ready and which one isn't," with a look at Gur.
Just kind of grumbles.
But, yeah, let's just, keep this formation nice and tight and move through this, dangerous, unknown spaceship carefully and slowly, and we'll get through this just fine.
So as you take a look at this vessel before you board it, you'll notice that even battered and blackened by the assault of the whale, it still remains a work of art. To anybody who has an appreciation of starships, this thing is gorgeous. You've never seen anything like it. It is... it's almost as if somebody made the world's largest sculpture, but somehow it is also a spaceship, a functional spaceship. Oblong domes are set on the top of the ship like eyes, opaque enough to hide their secrets. Along the bow, you can actually see the name of the vessel now. It is called the Breath of Embers. However, you might not be able to read that because it is written in Ignan. Does anybody here speak Ignan or read Ignan?
Oh
Nope.
yes, absolutely. No.
Is that a big no from everyone?
I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, like, how many languages do you get per intelligence point or whatever? I never bought all.
Oh yeah, you get one per.
One per intelligence modifier.
Yeah.
You get your racial, you get from your home planet. We'll figure that out
then-
later.
However many ranks of culture you have, I believe.
Yep, that too.
Would Mouse have a good reason to know Ignan? We'll just get past that.
Well, since she knew that they were heading towards the ship, and they didn't take the drift, she had plenty of time to learn.
That's true. So you might have just
Yes.
for the
Yes,
sake
she
of
knows.
simplicity, Mouse, for whatever reason, speaks Ignan. So Mouse can read that it says the breath of embers on the side.
It says the breath of embers here on the side. See this part? Yeah.
I am here for Mouse repeating exactly what I say.
It's a beautiful name. Breath of Embers.
But yeah,
Yeah, so I guess
as you
Nope, go for it.
so as you board it, the airlock opens and cycles. It appears, maybe to some minor surprise, it appears to be fully compatible with your ship. You're able to get on. So we can
That's
I'll-
weird, right?
so we can go
Yeah.
ahead and swap over to the map now.
I already did
We
it.
are.
Oh, you did it. All right, we're there now. Go ahead and set up your marching order. I don't know who's going to be where.
Nenden will absolutely take the lead.
Alrighty.
Here will be right behind Ninden.
Oh, girl, are you sure you don't want to be a bit further away? You're just not really wearing any, or have any real weapons?
He just like stares daggers at you.
All right. I'm
Can-
sorry. I don't mean to micromanage.
Now, hold on. Does this spacesuit have like a gold shield over the face?
Oh, you know it. I paid whole 25 credits for this. It has the faceplate that retracts to have a clear faceplate. So
Okay.
so first he turns to look at you, but it's gold, and then he remembers that. So he pulls it up, and as he pulls it up, you just see a face of like pure hate.
I'm sorry, girl. I forget myself. I haven't worked with you before.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
So as you enter this ship, the interior it has a breathable atmosphere, so you don't necessarily need to have your environment protections on. You notice that it is composed of mostly oxygen, so you're fine there. Artificial gravity generators are still running, so you are able to walk. That part is still working, at least.
We don't have to
The
remember
interior
gravity rules.
is made out of alloys that look like polished brass or steel. Brass is the dominating color, with accents of dark basalt or white granite. Glowing ceiling panels and sconces holding holographic flames light the ship. Because that's how extra these people are. But these lights are periodically flickering or blinking out entirely for a moment, indicating that the ship is clearly damaged, and the systems are struggling to continue working. Here you have entered the airlock. The controls here are written in Ignan, but they're functional, so you can get in, no problem.
Are there any computer systems visible in this room?
Yes, there is one.
Mouse, do you want to try looking into
Mouse
this?
is already
All
there.
right, all right.
All right, give me a computers check.
Whoa. That's
She's making up for
27.
earlier on the
Oh, that's right, on Far Portal Station. Yeah, no, you're fine. You notice that the airlock has fully cycled. Everything's fine here. You notice that there's some vague damage report requesting that an engineer get to the engine room. However, it is unhelpful in that it doesn't tell you where that is. It just kind of generally assumes that you would know if you're on the ship. So,
Herald will look for any sort of internal comm systems to see if he can, try to find other people on the ship.
so you're trying to use the comm system?
On the ship, yeah.
Ooh. Okay. It actually does not appear to be functional. When you do that, when you try to broadcast, there is a sound of static, and you receive nothing in return.
Well,
All
I
right.
guess we should just advance.
All right.
Captain, I think you should go ahead of me, just so that you can be close enough to give instructions to the crew. My weapon is really more of a long range.
Of course. Ninden, let's go ahead and open this door.
Real quick, could I get perception checks before we proceed?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, and so it begins.
Oh yeah.
Got a real
I am-
media here for you.
Someday it will roll. There
Oh
it
my
goes.
gosh. There we go.
Ooh.
Um,
Goodness for Caleb.
Just as Kaylin is leaving the airlock, you notice a few tiny pieces of dark red onyx there. See, you discover that there is a particularly large piece in the leftmost corner, resembles the end of a bare foot, as if it had been chipped from a small statue. If you gather all of
Wait,
these,
Wait, what?
Is it made out of rock or?
Mouse. Hey, mouse. Look at this. This is onyx, isn't it?
Is it?
physical science, I want to say.
Yeah, rocks are.
Yeah.
Yes. It is onyx.
So you said it.
Is onyx?
It appears to be some sort of statue.
Yeah, it looks like it was broken off of a statue.
Okay.
I look for a statue.
There isn't one.
Well, that's odd.
Thrilling!
What
You've
kind of foot
thwarted
is
us
it?
once again.
Is it like a humanoid foot? Is it like a Sheeran foot, or just like a
Oh, I just assumed
in a boot?
lifted bear.
It appears to be humanoid in shape.
Huh.
And it's not life size, just to clarify.
No, it is small.
Okay.
Not like unreasonably small. It's honestly maybe just a little bit smaller than Mouse's foot.
Although it's really hard to tell because she wears these like over-engineered monstrosities of sneakers. They're just like completely like, yeah.
It's like Yeezys times three, right?
I'm gonna shamelessly steal
Sure.
this pun. Something is afoot with this statue, guys. Whatever you do, don't read chat.
Well, it looks valuable anyway.
You're making her want to open this door real bad.
Hey, Ninden's gonna be the one to open the door. Thank you very much.
It's a race.
Ninden's wearing armor.
All right, so this door
Tired of your elitism.
is large and steel plated. It looks quite difficult to open. You can attempt to open it with a engineering check, or Mouse can attempt to use the computer, the panel directed to the side of it, to open it. Whichever
Ooh,
you'd like to try.
that first,
Let
please,
Mouse
please,
go
please,
first.
please. Yeah!
Ninden sheepishly stands to the side.
And I'm sorry, is that an engineering or a computers?
Computers.
Make a computer's check. Somebody can see into the room, it looks like.
That was
when
me. I
moved over
accidentally
here-
moved myself over it.
Oh, whoops.
I'm not looking. I'm not looking.
That actually does not seem to do it. You attempt to bypass the door lock, but it does not respond to your attempt.
Rude. Okay. I'm going to try
give it a shot.
engineering.
Oh, or I'll let you give it a shot.
You may assist me if you wish.
I will help. There's your assist, son.
So Gur approaches, I'm the ship's engineer. Like, he kind of like cracks his knuckles, takes out his big spanner, but then Mouse just kind of darts right past him and starts working on the door. Just as soon as you both start to work on it in tandem, the door opens.
Oh, Pronk.
Let's see. And I go to the dynamic lighting. And I have to delete that. Can everybody see okay?
No, we can't see through the door.
You
I can
just-
see through the door.
I deleted
Oh,
it.
now I can.
There you go.
I just
So-
had to move my token to update it personally.
On the other side, let's see, you see a pretty small looking kind of like snake creature. It's hard to really describe exactly what this thing is, but let me give you a picture. Oh wait,
Yeah, I
don't
love
have-
pictures.
Let's see.
Shift C on the token.
Oh.
Oh God!
Oh boy.
You have 3
Um,
eyes.
I don't know. I think it's
So-
kind of cute.
Yeah.
It actually is floating in place above this this dais in the center of this room, and with its hands joined together, it bows at you and says, "Welcome to my temple. Go ahead and speak, so that your wish may be granted."
Oh, that is not a good idea.
Does
And
anybody
does
have?
it say that in Ingan?
No, it's actually speaking. Well, I guess space common, whatever it
yeah.
is.
Common.
Lashunton.
Right.
English.
Do you want to give
Just
me a
gonna
mysticism
leave
check?
here.
Anybody who has it.
Also
I
that,
do.
yes.
One more time, what was the question?
Mysticism, if you could. I don't think Gur can.
You don't know that.
Sometime this week, roll 20.
Oh yeah, we're waiting on K.
Guys, I
Yeah.
actually
We're-
made
no, we're waiting on roll
a skill
20.
check. At least we've got some
There
nice
it
music
goes.
to wait for. Ah,
There we go. Yeah, so you both recognize that this is what is called a rifty protean. These are creatures that, when either drift traveling or traveling through planes, have a tendency to kind of spawn. Like they'll literally just show up on a ship. Normally, a drift engine has protections built into it, into the systems, that prevent them from showing up. So one of them being on the ship kind of betrays the fact that this drift engine is broken in some way.
So there's a reason there are protections. Is that
Are they mean?
Yeah.
They are chaotic. They are often
Oh, that's worse.
because they are born spontaneously. They tend to be very playful and mischievous, not necessarily mean-spirited, but they are capable of causing lots of trouble. Just in terms of amongst the systems with their different abilities. Also, Ninden and Kay know that this thing cannot grant any wishes.
yeah. Ninden
Oh,
will
good.
raise an eyebrow at this. How did you come to be here?
I found this place. I don't know. I was in the fun room with the big machines that made all the sounds, and there was a lot of power and energy, and I just kind of started playing around, and then angry Abs the nudie spirit came out and yelled at me, and well, now I'm here in my temple.
So, Angry Abs, the nudie spirit? Could you give slightly more detail about this nudie spirit?
Well, I don't know, he's big, he's green, and he's got abs, and he's really angry, and he's not wearing anything.
That's a good name, then.
Talking about Gur?
You don't
Sounds
think-
like Gur in the morning, am I right? Ha ha ha.
Ooh, awkward mouse joke.
How long have you been here? Just like, were you here while we were protecting your ship from a whale?
Huh? My ship? Oh, yes, it is
Your
my
ship.
ship. My ship.
Yes, your ship.
Thank you
Captain-
for protecting it.
I don't think that this is his ship.
Shush, 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 shush.
I'm sorry.
It is at this point that the Rifty turns into a bird cage and just kind of falls on top of the dais.
What?
You broke him.
This is just what they do.
I didn't do anything.
Nope, I'm here.
Does a little mouth open up on the birdcage?
Mm-hmm. And
Oh.
it kind of like halfway transforms into a lamp, so it's like half bird cage, half lamp.
Wow, you're better at that than I am. I'll try to turn
what do you
into a
mean?
lamp, but it's like a kind of weird, gross meat lamp.
Like a flesh lamp. Ew, gross.
Oh no!
It's
Gross.
like, hey, that's fun. That's great. I have a friend.
A mouth opens up on the flesh lamp. So, what were you saying about how long you remember being in this room?
I don't know, my whole life.
Yes, I suppose it's sort of hard to tell time without a comm unit. Well, have you explored anything else? Would you like to come with us to explore the rest of the ship?
I don't think that Mr. Angry Man wants me to go back down to the noisy room.
And
He indicates the room to the south, the aft here.
by the way, when Herald makes this offer, Mouse begins to go like no, and she's like, she does that cutting motion at her neck, like no, we don't want him coming.
All Rifties are harmless.
It is at that moment that it was at that moment. Let's see. Mouse, what is your EAC?
That's an
Please
ominous
hold.
question.
That's not what you'd like to hear.
13?
Out of the blue, while this half birdcage, half lamp is rotating in place, a little snaky arm pops out and fires a little bolt of fire at Mouse, dealing 2 damage.
Rude!
And it literally goes pew pew.
Well, mostly harmless.
Oh,
I'm
we are
going to have
not
to ask you
friends.
to not do that. Oh, can Ninden actually? You know what? No, it's already been resolved. Never mind. Sorry.
Oh, right. Sorry. He's. If you want, we can resolve it the other way.
Ninden would have liked to react with his bodyguard feat and give Mouse a buff to her AC.
Let me hit you with a. Let me have you hit me with a sense motive.
Okay.
I don't know how easy it is to interpret that a birdcage is about to shoot you with a bolt of fire.
I guess.
Fair.
Oh, that's
He doesn't notice.
a soft 6.
Yeah.
Alright.
So, you who was it that asked it to stop?
That was me.
Gotcha.
Ninden.
Yes.
But it's
we can all just be friends and not shoot each other. I feel like it might be fun for us to explore this place together and not
But
shoot
this-
at each other, but instead, maybe just talk to the naked green man.
But this is fun. It just starts shooting beams like indiscriminately about the room. So let me catch a couple reflex saves from you guys.
Oh, good reflex saves. That's what Gur's here for.
You're going to have to stop that.
You're all fine. I made it pretty low. This isn't actually, yeah. You all dodge the random electric fire and cold beams that this weirdo is shooting out.
Well, do you mind if we just pass through your room here and explore the rest of your beautiful ship?
Oh,
You don't
I
have
guess
to
that'd be
come with us if
okay.
you don't want to.
I need to wait here for my flock, he says as he turns into a pair of boots and clambers back onto the dais.
Ninden looks ominously
Oh my
at
God.
Herald.
By flock, do you mean there's more of you?
Oh yes, I have thousands of followers. Thousands!
And when did you expect them to all show up here in this spaceship?
Oh, when they feel like it. You know. They'll be here any moment.
Of course, yes. Ninden, why don't we open one of these doors and leave this room?
Ninden will go down towards this door, which he can sort of see through.
Oh, whoops.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
I assume it's going to open. Yeah, as I pick up my token and move it, it slowly starts revealing random squares.
So Seth did not do a good job with the dynamic lighting. Understood.
No, I'm just warning you of what's happening.
No, I get it.
Okay.
Look, I'm not breaking myself down. I understand what happened.
Good. All right, don't beat yourself up, man.
All right. This door doesn't actually have any issues opening for you from this angle. You're all good.
Cool.
So as you open it, yes, it's very easy to tell that this is in fact the engine room. So, yeah.
Turn me loose.
Let me... Well, un moment. Let's see.
Just try to get a feel for what the state of the engines are, how hard it would be to get it operational so we can be docked in the station.
Let me just real quick. The mystics, the people who have mysticism in the group, can I get a mysticism check while you're still in this room?
Well, I can roll a die for you.
Got a moment.
That was not a very good mysticism check.
That's fine. Let's see what Kay knows. We gotta wait until Roll20 tells us.
Music.
She's actually a mystic, so this should probably be better. Huh?
Not by much.
Okay.
I still can't see it.
So yeah, you can both tell that what the Rifty is in fact a shrine of some sort. However, it's not known to you whether this is like a god that's known in the Pact Worlds or not. Nothing's ringing a bell from the iconography that are around. And just real quick before we proceed into the engine room, can I get a perception check?
Incoming.
Ooh, shiny.
Hang on, we gotta wait on K. Waiting on K. Hashtag waiting on K.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault. It's Roll20.
I know, I just hate it.
Well,
so they're both Kay and Herald, which is pretty on brand actually, notice that on the dais, which the Protean is playing around on, there is a dust spot that is where there is no dust, and where there would normally be dust, there is the shape of what looks like a statue that used to be there.
An onyx bear statue?
Well, I don't know about a bear, but it was probably an onyx statue, if you were to
it.
guess. Yeah.
This whole mystery is coming together. I now understand everything.
This is actually kind of obscure stuff. I don't know how easy it will be to figure this out.
Already done it. There was a bear statue and it broke. Done.
It was a statue of Wynn.
Yes. But it would have to be made of...
Now,
something
as you enter this engine room, could I get another perception check?
Well, that's more like it.
There you go.
Oh man, these are really interesting machines.
So Guruk notices that there are tools strewn about this room. However,
Of course he does.
when it's near the power core here, they're arranged in a really weird pattern. It almost looks like somebody was playing with the tools.
Who could have done that?
You think
It's
it
a
might have?
mystery.
You think it might have been the little snake fella? Who knows? while you're in the middle of looking, however, you hear a from the other room behind you.
I peek behind me. Has it disappeared?
The Rifty has vanished.
Oh.
Now, Kaylin and Ninden might recall that Rifties tend to live for a maximum of about 2 days, if even, and at the end of their lifespan, they simply pop out of existence.
Well, that's
Oh my
grim.
god! God, that's awful.
It died of old age.
Live to a rich old life. 2 days.
All right. Does somebody want to try to interact with any of the computers here in the engineering room?
Are there only computers, or are there engineering checks to be
You can also make an engineering check.
Fantastic.
Of course I do.
Oh no.
Aw, damn it.
Guess you should just go ahead and make an engineering check.
So I'm going to assume
Funny.
Mouse is down here, maybe interacting with the computers. Where is everybody else standing? What's going on?
Ninden is like center of the room in case anything goes wrong. He's not very good at computers or engineering, so he's just watching.
Right.
Yeah, Kay's in pretty much the same boat. She's gonna keep her back against this wall where she can see into that shrine and most of this room too.
Rod is overseeing.
Let's see here. Doop 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 doop. Please hold. While I wait for Sirenscape to catch up with me.
Please
Man,
hold.
it's pretty great. I see now that with a show that is not live, it's a little bit easier to edit this stuff. But there's some moments where I'm gonna have to wait for this kind of stuff. Okay. So as you start to interact with the engines, Mouse, you're not able to really pull up anything. However, Gur, you start to kind of identify what is wrong with the system, and just as soon as you begin to interact with it, let's see here. Oh my gosh, roll 20. You gotta participate. Please hold.
Or Jeopardy music. Doo-doo.
Okay. Suddenly, what appears to be a large green man steps out of the reactor.
Oh,
Oh, mysticism?
Yes, please hit me with a mysticism.
Got it.
hitting you
boss.
with that mysticism.
Man, as a space
Oh,
fair,
no.
would I be able to make some sort of that's physical science that I have closest to? Never mind.
You know what? Just because I like to play fast and loose, I'm kind of like the bad boy of Starfinder. Go ahead and hit me with an engineering.
All right.
Bad boy of Starfinder.
Name.
Okay.
Can
Kaylin,
you use Mouse's 25 there? She did roll in engineering after the computers didn't.
yeah, sure thing. So, Kaylin, you know from studying weird mystical beings and such that this is actually a Hesper. It is a creature that takes usually the form of a male humanoid. However, they can kind of change into whatever they want.
Right.
You know, they have a tendency to mutate people and such. Not necessarily a threat. They're normally pretty neutral. However, this one appears to be incensed. Mouse and Garuk would recognize hearing about these creatures. Maybe they wouldn't understand the finer intricacies of their nature. However, they know that they tend to be attracted to power sources like reactors on ships, for instance, where they just kind of live inside of them. However, this one in particular starts to scream at you, saying that they've damaged my beautiful engines, my beautiful power core. Get out! Get out! It is time to roll initiative.
Oh no!
Oh, snap.
Oh no!
Gur, no! You have no
Oh.
armor.
Well, they're generally useful, like if they
Okay,
live
initiative
in your reactor, though, aren't they?
They tend to
Oh.
be, unless unless
they
they
don't like
think that you are trying to destroy it.
Yeah.
how
I was
do
going to suggest her all try and invite it to live in our reactor. Maybe we can knock it out, bring it home.
I was a total noob and forgot to click my token when I rolled initiative.
Right.
The worst.
Do you even roll 20?
Sorry, guys. This is my first game.
Please don't tease me. This is my first game.
Oh, God. When you get a second, Seth, if I could have a turn.
Oh, did you not click your token? Okay.
That's what I was saying.
Okay, got it. Do-do-do.
Scrub.
Gotta relearn how to do this stuff.
Alternatively,
How do I add a turn?
right-click my token.
Yes,
And
there we go. Who else is
you.
missing? We're missing a mouse. Oh, just need to add a turn. Got it.
I rolled. It
You
just didn't show up.
You
Yeah,
did the same thing as me. You didn't click your token before you
Yeah.
rolled.
Whoops.
it's okay.
Not
We're
a
learning.
problem.
Yeah, it works a little bit better if you create a macro and then make it a token macro, and then it'll always work. But I can show you how to do that after this.
Yeah.
He can teach you,
interesting.
but you have to charge.
This one's free.
This one's on the
Also-
house, kid.
While I was trying to enter in my initiative, the initiative counter disappeared for.
Yes.
Yeah. If you close it, Seth, it closes it for all of us.
Oh, cool. Is it back up?
Yep.
Cool.
It does just sort of obnoxiously hang over the map, though, doesn't it?
Laugh and learn with the Starfinders.
Yeah, this stream also serves as
Done.
a Roll20 tutorial.
Indeed. That is not that character's name, so you
Not
can ignore
sponsored by
that.
Roll20.
You can ignore
Nice.
Eki
Definitely not.
Onestage.
Dude, I didn't even see the name, so.
Yeah, since we don't have ownership of the token, we can't see it.
Yeah, we can't see it.
Oh, cool. Well, never mind.
Oh, boo. No.
It looks like.
Losing to alphabetical order.
Is it alphabetical? Oh my god. No, it's not. It's not. Okay. Is that actually what's happening? You have a +1 to your initiative, huh?
You.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
I
exactly
think that
the
means we
same.
need to roll again, right?
No. If we're doing alphabetical, I think you are actually above this thing's true name. Anyway, it's Ninden's turn. What is Ninden gonna do?
You click
Ninden is going to. Can he get in here?
That spot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say you can.
Okay, cool. He's gonna then just swoop, come stand over here, and he is going to say, "Grr, get back!" and punch this guy with his entropic punch. So what happens is he raises a clawed fist, and it glows. It begins to glow with this black and green energy, and we're gonna say this does acid and bludgeoning to the guy. If it hits. When it hits. If it hits.
Okay, what is that targeting?
EAC.
That is just a hit. So
Aha!
you managed to land a little blow into the side of this guy. Let's see. We'll just use an explosion. There we go. That's an explosive punch.
Oh yeah.
So Ninden catches him with a nasty entropic fist, which brings us to Mouse. Mouse, what would you like to do?
It always opens with the right hook.
Let's see. Oh, serendipity? Yes, masculine? I'd like to target that guy right.
Absolutely, masculine. And I believe that is a...
This all happens
So-
in the course of a move action.
Yep.
Right, that is a move action.
Talking
and
is a free
then...
action.
Oh, no, well, I mean the targeting, though.
Right. Yeah. No. I was joking with Herald there. Anyway, did Mouse have her weapon drawn already?
No, she was at the computers.
All right. So you probably need to take a move action to draw your weapon. In that
Yep.
case.
Womp womp.
Sorry, I know that feeling all too well. Let's see. Do you have anything else to do with any other actions that you have, or is that your turn?
That's her turn.
Alrighty. Grr! Also without any weapons drawn, and staring down a large, naked green man with crazy hair.
You bumped me before him.
I
Alright.
think Kellen's supposed to be
question.
first with 14.
What? How did
Yeah,
that
I
happen?
should be. I've
How
got
did
14.
that happen? Weird. Okay, sorry. Kay's turn. Roll 20,
Uh,
everyone.
Kay will slip in here next to Herald and sort of say, Captain, it might be useful to take it alive, and then toss some piece of probably a tool, one of these tools off the bench at its head.
Oh yeah, there's tools everywhere.
Right, yes. Perfect fodder for telekinetic projectile.
Ooh, good roll. Damage
For-
maybe not so good, but
Yeah, that's okay. One bludgeoning
Oh, boy.
damage.
a wrench flies over from some sort of unseen force that Kaylin is mustering, and it goes flying and smacks right into his thigh. Looks like it'll probably bruise. If they can bruise, you're not sure. Is there anything else you would like to do on your turn?
Nope, that's it.
Okie doke. Now it's Gur's turn. Naked guy, right in front of you.
Oh boy. Doesn't know how to react. Blushes. Takes a 5-foot shifting guarded step backwards, and draws his weapon as he does so because he does have a BAB of 1 at first level.
All right.
High five.
High five.
All right. It is at this point I would like both Gur and Ninden to make a reflex save.
No.
Wait, is this on Gur's turn?
No. It is the Hesper's turn.
Has Gur finished his turn? I thought he just stepped in and drew him.
I
Okay,
thought
stepped and drew. Oh wait.
He's
oh
got
yeah,
a
he can
BAB of
shoot.
1.
He can shoot. He can
Yes.
shoot.
Well, there's my reflex save for later. Good
Yeah,
luck me.
well,
Okay.
Here comes my shot. Missed. Oh boy.
All right. Missed anyway. Okay. So as your giant gun goes off, which probably hurts everyone's ears in this enclosed space, the Hesper glows for a moment. The green giving way to an orangish hue before it explodes in a big cone of fire in front of it, catching both Ninden and Gur in it. Ninden is able to avoid most of the flame, however, Gur is caught fully by it. Let's see here. Gur, please take 5 damage. Ninden, take 2.
It is done.
All right. However, he does not move. He appears to be. He appears to want to be next to this reactor. Like it's basically his home. So that brings us to Herald.
Oh,
Herald.
push to talk. Push to talk. I got it.
Right.
Gur just took damage from that explosion, right?
Correct.
Gur did.
Gur, why don't you step back a bit? I think Ninden can handle that. And this is Herald's indirect way of inspiring people.
I love it.
I can find that macro. There it is.
Play that macro. It's exactly 5 stamina points. There you go.
Back to full health. Thank
And
you.
I'll say,
Yay.
let's try to keep him alive. He seems more like a victim here than anything. Maybe once maybe once he's calmed down, he'll be able to tell us more than that Rifty was able to.
All right. That will bring us over to Ninden.
How's this guy looking? Am I worried about dropping him in a single blow?
Kind of hard to tell.
Sure, yeah.
He looks like he's doing fine, at least from the posture that he's taken. He looks like he's ready to keep fighting to protect his home.
Okay, excellent. Ninden's just gonna punch him once then. Without
An entropic strike.
Yes, sorry, this is an entropic strike. And so this time he punches with the left. So tricksy. Another minimum damage.
It does catch him off guard, however, because you are able to land a hit. I mean, I would hope so with a 22.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've hooked right into this angry Abs the Nudie spirit with your left hook. Entropic energy washing off of him. Which would you like to take your move action or? And then move action.
Sorry, he's happy where he is. Pushed him up once again. Darn, pushed it.
That brings us over to Mouse.
All right. Now she lowers her weapon. Well, she raises her weapon, and a pew pew.
Do it. Are you doing a full attack or a regular attack? You are shooting through Gur, so you will have minus. You'll have a bit of a penalty due to soft cover.
Or I could move.
Or you can move if you're just doing one shot.
Yes, I shall move.
Am I still firing through someone?
No, you're good there.
Excellent. Targeting on.
Ooh, that's gonna be a hit.
Oh yeah.
When you hit the Hesper with this shot, it gives out kind of an otherworldly cry. He's like, oh, and he immediately just kind of sinks back into the reactor. It appears that he is done fighting for the moment.
Cool.
So yeah, we're out of initiative. That was
Let's try
pretty
to fix
quick.
it.
So yeah, this Pronkin green guy just snuck right back into the reactor.
Harald's not gonna just let him go like that. Harald will gingerly sort of move up to the reactor. Excuse me, sir, just wanted to let you know that we didn't attack your reactor and we'd like to repair it, or, I don't know, you could live in our reactor? We're trying to figure out what happened to your, previous landlords.
You have there's an interesting experience as, the voice that he had previously is now heard throughout the entire engineering room, as though he's coming over speakers that, as far as you can tell, don't exist. And he goes, this is my home. These engines, they're mine. This glorious reactor. And they're here to break it. They're here to break everything.
So there are other people on the ship?
Someone is here. Someone wants to destroy this vessel. I don't know where they are, however.
Do you know what they look like? Do you know when they came here?
No, I did not get a good look. They didn't appear to be any different from the sort of people who are normally on this vessel, but they want to destroy it.
I might be sounding a little ignorant here, but what kind of people are usually on this vessel? Is it a Lashuntan vessel, or?
I don't interact with them. It's the people of the plane of fire, Ifriti, that sort of thing. Do you know what an Ifriti is?
Harald's eyes widen and he kind of looks at Kalen.
That's a miss.
Yes.
Ah.
I believe. Recall knowledge is it's a CR.
15 plus 1.5 times CR for like medium rarity. It scales, and you have to decide how rare things are.
Yeah. You've heard of 3D before? Like you've heard of it, but you have no idea what it is. You assume it's something from the plane of fire.
Kalen shrugs. They're from the plane of fire.
I take it that means you're also from the plane of fire? So, what should we call you?
Oh, my name is Typhix.
Typhix, a pleasure to meet you. I'm Harald, and this is the crew of Fortune's Fool. Kalen, of course, and Ninden, Mouse, Gur. We just seem to have rescued the ship that you live on from an enormous space whale. I don't suppose you know why this space whale was trying to eat you?
No, I don't know. I just know that there was one, he took the vessel, and then others. It seemed though they didn't want him to take it. That's all that I understand. Please, are you here to help fix my engines?
Yes, of course. We have.
Mouse has already begun identifying tools and is starting to look at the engines with a barely contained look of excitement.
The amount of damage that has been done to these engines, you suspect, will take a very long amount of time to fix. Maybe somewhere around a day or so of work with a team to repair the engines.
Ooh.
Do you report this?
Absolutely. Actually, so while the ship is repairable, it will take a crew at least a day. We could not do this all by ourselves.
That's fine. We're near a space station. But we should probably get rid of these hostiles that, what was the name again? Sorry, I should write it down. Or even you could write it down in the Roll20 box. So that our listeners at home know how to spell it when they tweet it.
Typhix? This guy?
Yeah, why don't we look for the other people on the ship before we try to repair the engines?
I don't know exactly where they are, but towards the front of the ship, towards the recreation room is I hear something up there. I don't know what it is.
All right. We'll head up there and come back once we've dealt with it.
Okay. Let's see. Amidst what you find here, you are able to locate enough tools, obviously, hopefully, enough tools to create an engineering kit. You also locate a radiation sweeper.
Ooh.
Yeah. So there's some tools you can get.
That's certainly not ominous at all.
What's radiation sweeping from?
Armory 99, it looks like.
Well, why don't we try these other doors?
Okay. So, with that, you are going to head back north. Is that correct?
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, are you going to check the eastern door, or are you going straight to where he said he heard the noises from?
We'll go to where he heard the noises from, to the north.
Yeah.
Okay. As you approach the door, you can actually kind of start to hear them now that you're thinking about it. It sounds like there's something on the other side of this room, dealing some kind of damage or attempting to do damage to a metal structure of some kind. The door itself does appear to be sealed, so you will need to leverage either engineering or a computer's check to...
The stream seems to have stopped.
The stream stopped?
Huh.
Yes.
It's
Uh-oh.
not still running.
For now. On with the show.
So what has happened is they have approached this door to open it. Yes, that check is sufficient. The door pries open without too much work on your end.
Linden opens it.
Can you see into the room? I have gotten rid of the door. There we go.
Now I can.
Okay.
Oh boy.
As you enter this room, there are ornate carpets and such. This kind of looks like, to give it some sort of context from what we know as human beings on the planet Earth, it looks like a royal suite from like an Arabian palace almost. It's just decadent in here. Let's see. It has gold leaf arches framing alcoves on every side of the room. Each has intricate designs carved into the wall. Closer inspection reveals that there are actually hidden VR headsets and screens in many of these arches. Gives the impression that this room is designed for recreation and that sort of thing. It's just kind of a place to chill out. There's even a hookah in the center of the room. Just to complete the aesthetic.
Of course.
No, I did not add that. That is in the book. That's all well and good, but I'm sure you're all more interested in knowing what that token is up there.
I sure would like to know.
Looks pretty spooky.
What appears to be a serpent. There we go.
Ooh.
A serpent made out of blackened stone shell with a magma interior is launching a slow assault on the door. This creature is not especially large. It is small. It's about the size of mouse, but it is attempting to utilize fire and magma to melt through the door to what you think is the bridge based on the appearance of the doors that it is at.
Huh. That thing looks kind of extra planar.
Yeah.
Can I roll a mysticism to recall
Would you
knowledge
like
about
to
it?
give me a mysticism? Yeah,
Yes,
please.
yes, I would.
Ninden will also do this thing. Huh? Oh boy.
Oh, well, that's no good.
Kaylin, actually, you got it. You recognize this as a magma elemental. It is basically just a summoned creature, typically associated with the plane of fire. It appears to be acting under somebody's orders, so somebody would like it to break onto the bridge.
Oh, interesting.
However, as soon as it notices you, it stops its attack on the wall and turns
excuse
its
me.
attention towards you.
I don't suppose you would consider not breaking down that door and just talking to us?
It does not appear to be interested in talking to you as it lets out a bit of a screech and approaches with the intent to fight. we are back.
Don't
in
forget to
game.
click your tokens.
I don't think it's gonna talk this cat.
Oh wait, I have to clear this. Hold on, I gotta remove all turns. There we go. Okay.
Easy as that. Oh, grr.
Oh, that's up.
Alright. You know, this is good because I am learning all the things that I did incorrectly. So as things go into the future, this whole process will be smoother, I promise. Let's see here. VoIP. See, I just added it as like an object rather than a token. And that is on me.
No worries.
Add turn. How's everybody doing?
Doing well.
Fill the air, you guys.
Oh, I'm so sorry. So Ninden's favorite color is obviously orange.
Harald has a favorite color that changes roughly every 3 days.
Okay. We're all set. It looks like most of you were more ready to fight than it was, so we are on Guruk.
Harald got distracted by the colors.
Oh boy.
Oh, this is like, oh yeah, just to note that real quick, this place is heaven for Harald. All kinds of bright colors and shiny metal.
So bright.
Everything looks like Harald picked it.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
you're
totally.
inside of Harald right now.
Wow.
Maybe
Phrasing.
don't think about that too much.
Oh boy.
Always.
Now, correct, did you have your gun out still from the last encounter, now that you were aware that there was a threat on the ship?
At this point, yes, absolutely.
I figured as much.
And he's gonna move up here and he's gonna just take a shot at it.
Hmm.
Having reloaded after last time, stupid single shot weapons.
Only one of those cylinders on that hand cannon are working currently. So you take
it's a break
shot.
action.
Oh, it is a break action. That's right. That's just
Yeah.
art doesn't quite represent what is actually
Ooh.
in the game. That is unfortunately not going to hit, as you might imagine.
I wasn't surprised.
All right, so that is going to bring us over to Ninden. What would you like to do?
Ninden is going to step right up to the beastie, say, "Hello," and punch it. Actually, he's going to tail whip it this time.
Oh,
So
tail
his
whip.
tail starts glowing with a black and green energy. And... Hup! Oh, max damage.
Oh my
We'll say
goodness.
that is acid and bludgeoning once again.
Okie doke. Let's see here. All right, that is definitely going to be a hit. I would definitely hope so. With a 23 on the attack roll.
With a 19 on the dice.
You monster. Okay, and that brings us to Kaylin.
All right, I will get up close enough that I can do something about that thing. And you know what? We'll use mind bullets for real this time.
Okie doke.
Shooting stars, all three, right at that magma elemental.
That's telekinesis, Kai. K.
It is.
Yeah.
And someday it will roll. There it is.
Good one.
Oh, shooting stars. Oh, does she? Since you moved, you only get the first two. Is that how it works?
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So you do a total of 7 damage to this thing.
Mhm.
It's already not looking great. It was not necessarily designed to withstand this level of punishment this quickly. Go ahead, Mouse.
All right, serendipity, lock on.
Locking on masculinity. All right,
Boop.
she locks on and hefts her laser rifle, which she had out.
Oh, you cut out.
No, that was me needing 2 hands.
Yeah,
and
she's just
forgetting.
talking.
All right. Pew pew.
Do it. Shoot the thing.
Oh.
Ooh. Even with the lock on, that is going to be just a miss. You came right under. So it scores the wall behind it. Which already the door behind it, which already has a significant amount of damage from the elemental trying to break through. Which brings it to the elemental's turn. Hey, how you doing, Ninden?
Oh, just living my life. Like to
Mm,
continue with that.
Right. Does Ninden typically like it when things hit him? Like traditionally?
No, he's not into that.
Oh well.
I feel
I
like
mean, he's
Vanguards
good
are,
at-
actually.
He's good at taking it, but that
Uh-huh.
doesn't mean he has to like it.
Right.
All right.
Does a 16 hit your KAC?
It ties, so yes, sir.
Oh my goodness. This little serpentine magma elemental generates some sort of it strikes with its tail covered in flames, slamming you for 7 bludgeoning and fire damage.
I see you too enjoy smacking things with flames, with tails, rather.
It returned to tail slap. It's like 2 iguanas fighting each other, basically.
I'm sorry, so how much damage was that?
That was 7 damage.
7 damage. Oh, wow. So that gives me 2 entropy points, not that more than 1 really matters at this level.
I'm
So,
terrified of this Vanguard.
As a reaction, it literally doesn't do anything at this level. I can't spend it on anything. It just gives me an extra point of AC. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Oh, I forgot about my block property, but that's okay.
Alright.
So yes, moving on.
That's right. My bad.
No, fine. I will try and keep track of all my things, like a good person. It's my turn. That's your turn, in fact.
Yes, so it goes to Herald.
Herald will move on into the room and shout to Ninden, "You can do it, Ninden. Show him whose tail slap is best." And give him 5 stamina.
Slap 5.
Thank you. It's a tail slap fight, yeah.
There was a tail fight. All right. And assuming there is nothing else for Herald to do, that would bring us to Garuk.
Oh boy. Move action to reload and takes another shot. Takes another shot.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah, that was a rough one. It ricochets somewhere near Ninden's head after bouncing off of the metal frame of the door. There's just a pow, and then I've got sounds here.
Hey,
I've got sounds.
watch it.
There we go. A sound.
Yeah, that sounds way better than your mouth noises.
Shut up! Don't insult my mouth. Anyway.
I'm sorry, Ninden. I didn't mean to. Oh God, this is embarrassing. Working out the kinks.
Directly after that, it goes back to Ninden.
All right, Ninden's gonna take a single punch on this thing, a measured punch, and by punch I mean tail slap. So he slaps it with his tail.
I like to imagine he's just like spinning around in place.
Yeah, basically.
It's like they both start break dance fighting. Oh dear. Oof a doof. Okay. Yeah, you slam it again with another tail strike, leaving it punch drunk. It does not look like it is long for this plane.
All right.
Is there anything else you would like to do with your turn?
No, I don't.
Okay. Back to Kay.
realizing she's in Mouse's way, Kaylin will move her. And, laying, what have we got in this room? Teapots? Laying a teapot at it.
There's all kinds of stuff. Yeah, there's a teapot. You can throw a teapot at it.
Ha!
Yeah, so I don't think I have... Hold on, let me see if I have, like, a sound for a teapot.
As Kaylin lifts the teapot into the air,
Glass
Geralda's like,
breaking.
oh wait, no! And then she throws it, and then he's like, oh, I thought that one was pretty nice. I thought it would look good in my parlor.
Here we go.
Not now, Harald!
Let's just use a grenade, why not? It's an explosive teapot.
Teapot.
Yeah, actually ends up killing it. The teapot, in fact, takes it out.
Perfect.
I'm gonna kill you with my teacup.
So Ninden slaps it with an entropic tail strike, and it is immediately followed up by a flying teapot that smacks it right in the face, and it collapses to the ground, no longer moving. It kind of like melts, like the lava, the magma cools as it kind of turns into like a puddle of its former self that turns into hardened but still very warm rock.
Alright, guys, somebody probably summoned that. We should be on our guard.
Harald wanders over to the ruined teapot and lifts up one of the shards, admiring its sort of like windy, thready pattern, and then that same pattern appears on like his like mantelpiece or whatever the thing that's on your shoulders is.
Kaylin picks up one of the
pauldrons.
other teapots and like shoves it at Harald.
Well, if you insist. I don't have any good pockets for this.
Are you really assuming that they're all dead? Is that why you were stealing?
Oh.
Because if so, I liked some of those tools back in the engine room, and I would like to avail myself of them.
No, you're right, Mouse. I'll just put this down here, and he just very gingerly places it delicately in the center of the table. It's not ours.
Gur slowly returns the tools he took from the other room back to inside of his bag.
Give me a sleight of hand. That's right. You thought it was a useless skill. No, I'm just joking. I don't. You don't actually need to roll it.
Well,
I can't roll it.
Why don't we?
I actually have sleight of hand, but that's neither here nor there.
Why don't we see how hard it would be to get through that door that it was trying to clobber its way through?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
About some of the other doors first.
Oh.
So while you're looking around this room, anybody who cares, you can gather up 200 credits worth of smokable intoxicants. They apparently.
Oh, Gur's gathering that.
So, yeah, that's a heck of a thing.
Anything else of note?
Let's see.
We'll pick it all up with the intent to return it if we find the rightful owner.
There is nothing else here notable aside from your standard plane of fire vessel recreational stuff. The things.
Those
Yeah.
things.
Yes.
Teapots, VR headsets, apparently. Hookahs.
Of course.
It's all over the place.
So you're telling me they're all a bunch of stoners?
Apparently, that's
Well,
that's what the book is trying to say.
They are beings from the plane of fire. I imagine there's a lot of smoking done.
They like to
is
get
probably
blazed.
Yeah. Perfect. Little time, sir.
That joke was not fire.
Inject some stuff out the space, out the air.
I think Tate's on fire.
All right, so
I think Tate should be on fire.
Oh.
I'm sure some of us are going to be on fire eventually.
Alright, let's just move
Almost
on from
certainly.
this whole conversation.
Yeah. So
A lot of doors in this room.
there are a lot of doors in this room. Both of the ones to the north appear to be linked to the bridge, and neither of them are opened easily. I will put it that way.
Well, all right. Let's look around to see whether there's any other elementals or whoever summoned the elementals. Since it seems likely that the remaining owners of the ship are on the bridge, let's clear out all the dangers first. Starting with this door.
Oh. Well, do we want to go back out and check out the other door?
I don't think it matters.
Lots of options.
There are
Let's
lots
do
of
this
options.
door. I have a good feeling about this one, Ninden.
Okay.
Yes, okay.
The door opens without any complaint. You don't need to pry this one open or tell the computer, beg it. It slides open easily, revealing a medical bay. It's a simple infirmary with rows of beds and a surgical table. There are transparent cabinets that are filled with medical equipment and supplies.
Oh, thank goodness.
All right.
Could you close the turn order, by the way?
Oh, my apologies.
I'm not even gonna roll
medically
perception.
inclined? Does anybody want to walk around?
Sorry, what?
If anybody here is medically inclined, do you want to see what's available here?
I do indeed. Could have been better. Could have been worse.
Can we also
Thank you,
just do
Roll.
a straight up perception check?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I hit it early so it would show up in a timely manner.
That was clever. I don't have either of those skills, so...
Okay, so yes, some searching from those who are medically inclined and those who just have a good set of eyes. You are able to locate 4 Mark 1 serums of healing, 5 med patches, a basic med kit, a dose of tier 1 stimulant, and a prosthetic arm. All here for you to enjoy.
Gur picks
A
up the
prosthetic arm?
Gur picks it
Oh
up.
man,
and
he picks it up at the
starts-
same time as Mouse picks up the other end, and like it would turn into a tug of war, except Gur simply lifts the arm and Mouse.
Yes. Just wow! Look at it. Oh, hey, mouse.
There's a mouse attached to this arm.
I take it you are interested in this arm.
Well, and he leans in and kind of whispers in her ear, "Don't tell anyone, but I was totally just gonna go slap Ninden with it. Here, I'll give it right back if you let go."
I am worried you will damage.
And she sticks her
Oh,
little
come
nose in the air.
Oh, come on, it'll be funny. Oh, you're buzzkill.
Mascolini's nickname in university was, in fact, Buzzkill.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Mouse hasn't figured out how to get Serendipity to not say these things, apparently.
Serendipity has her own set of protocols when it comes to notifications.
Gur shakes the prosthetic arm a little bit, and when Mouse doesn't let go, he just kind of lets out a snort and lets go.
All right, so from what I understand, Kay is handing out a serum to everybody.
Yes.
Since
Yay.
she is perfectly capable of healing herself if it is required.
Girl will go ahead and take that med kit, actually, since he is proficient with
And probably the med
healing
patches too.
stuff.
If you have
And the med
medicine.
patches, yeah, sure, I can take those too.
Yeah. So you all have some medical supplies. That's not foreboding at all.
Not at all.
Never
But yeah,
concerning.
there's really nothing else to see here. I mean, this room kind of stands out because the other ones have been gilded in brass, copper, steel. Like everything has just been really flashy, expensive metals, and this one is just kind of like your standard black and white plastic med bay. Very practical, pragmatic compared to the rest of the vessel. But you suspect you have found everything that you are going to find.
Let's try this room over here.
Ninden attempts to open the door.
The door, actually, yeah, it opens just fine. Allow me to delete that door. Because that's how things work in Roll20. Doors are deleted from existence.
True.
Indeed.
Ninden obliterates the door. And Sirenscape is not participating with me.
There is a Vanguard thing that lets me
Just
eventually
tell us
get
what track you're trying to play, and then we'll just visualize it in our mind's eye.
Right. You know, it's
in our minds' ears.
I think I finally hold on.
Talking some like
Hold on.
Caribbean steel drums.
Wait for it.
Now I was gonna go back to what the heck? I'm just looking at a big old loading bar. Anyway, whatever. It'll happen when it happens. Oh, here we go. I think we're good now. Okay. This door opens and gives way to a magnificent room, decorated in basalt, brass, and steel. This room gleams with polished metal. Even the lounge chairs and tables in here are in metal in construction. The only thing that breaks this pattern of basalt, brass, and steel coloration are these red and white tiles of mosaics on the wall depicting trees with burning branches. The flames from these mosaics light up the room in a bright orangish red hue, giving shape to various piping and valves around the room, giving the appearance of a strategically placed nozzles to cover the entire space. So you can you see that there's this looks like to be some kind of spa, almost, with even 3 recessed ceramic tubs in the middle with openings for massage jets. Sitting empty in the floor. One big enough for several smaller humanoids.
Huh.
Harold carefully apprises the area, looking around, and then surreptitiously says, "Woo!" and hops into the pool.
It's empty. It's empty, by the way.
Oh no!
He just jumps into the pool and just like thump right in the bottom of it.
It's because he's seen humanoids do this before. He just forgot that there needed to be water.
Yeah, water, necessary part of the equation.
Guys, I think it's too early for us to have a beach episode.
Is anybody else going into the room?
Yes, cautiously,
Yeah.
rolling her eyes at Herald's antics.
Gur will not be entering the room. He does not like how it smells.
It smells nice.
It does kind of have like a sulfuric smell, well, sulfurous smell to it, you know, kind of like that nice like pleasant fire smell to it, which ends up being kind of on brand, because as soon as everybody has passed through the door who's going to pass through it, the door suddenly shuts behind you.
God damn it.
Of course.
Guys, guys.
And Sirenscape is moving too slow for me to effectively change the feeling of the mood, of the attitude, of the atmosphere. Oh well, we'll
That's
do
all
without
right.
it.
Paint it with your words.
I suppose so. So the door shuts, and you notice that the nozzles that were around the room start to hiss, and flames start to come out of them.
Oh,
Damn
Oh
it.
my god.
Let me see
that's an
here.
atypical feature for spas to have.
It
Well-
makes sense, I guess, since they're from the plane of fire, but...
Ninden's got it.
Mouse, can you turn that off?
So, yes, I would like either a DC 16 engineering or mysticism check, please.
Oh, it's a trap, right?
Ooh.
Yes.
I got
I
this.
will...
In
Can I
fact,
aid Kaylin?
Because it's +4 to this roll when it finally comes through. You gonna assist?
I'm gonna assist. No, I'm
Ooh,
not!
Fails to assist.
Yikes!
Oh,
On fire instead.
Okay.
That's a 24.
Mouse rolled an 18 for engineering.
Indeed. So, at about the same moment, Mouse and Kaylin using different approaches to the same solution, end up disabling this trap. Halen by shunting out the magical forces that power this elemental fire, and Mouse by disabling the mechanical mechanisms that allow it to operate. You're able to do so before anybody takes any damage.
Woohoo!
Nice quick work.
Yes.
Wow.
But yeah, after what Ninden said, it kind of the thought that maybe this is what a spa is for a being from the plane of fire might take the shape of.
But then, what fills the pools? Do they have lava pools? Is that
Hey, man,
a thing? I don't know.
Hey man, I'm from Galarian. You can't. I can't answer that question for you.
Let's just say lava. I regret jumping into it.
That could have been bad.
But these mosaics are on point.
The
Yes, they
burning
are
tree
very
mosaic.
Yeah, is that what is that tree symbol? Is that some religious thing?
I will tell you that there is not a roll for that, so probably not.
Not of any
I
religion
don't
know
think
of.
so.
All right.
Religion of none ya. None your business. Let's get moving.
Yes, let's explore another room. Which room? Which room?
We can go down here.
I vote this room
Yes.
down here.
Okay, so the other cargo bay adjacent.
Well, we don't
or at
know
least
that
that's-
yet.
Well, you do learn very quickly that this
do
is another, in fact, another cargo bay. Let me go back in my notes, because that's further up. Yes. So this is much like the cargo bay that you entered the ship on over to the west. However, you notice that there's actually a cargo lifter power armor here in a magnetic lock.
Ooh.
Well, I guess let's look around, see if there's any clues.
Yeah.
Any
Let's...
supplies we might be able to use.
Are you going to try to interact with this locked power armor?
Oh, yes, you know.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. That is going to be a computer's or engineering check to try to disable the lock. Oh my god.
Mouse is really excited.
Oh boy.
Garuk takes out his spanner and approaches it, and Mouse just kind of like hits some buttons on it, and it just pops open, freeing the power armor.
Well, that looks
Yeah,
easy.
that's what I was gonna do.
All right. Are you going to use the power armor?
Well, I'm not proficient in it.
Oh, that's true. But hey, it's here.
I mean, I'm not proficient in it either. I don't think.
Could we?
It's only a
sell
-2.
it?
I was gonna say.
It might
it's
be
only
better.
-2. And
We'll have
I
to look it
have
up.
no armor on.
In the meantime, Kaylin is casing the joint.
Yeah.
I am just looking at the
Also
stats right now. Everybody should do some searching while I do this.
You don't seem to find anything else here of value. It is pretty much just the power armor.
Which is, for the record,
I've got
Super heckin' cool.
Oh yeah, it's like it's you can reenact aliens with this stuff.
All right, let's try another door.
Yeah.
Lead the way.
I think we only have those two up top, yes?
I see more than two.
Yes.
Before we leave, Host, did you want to use this?
Nah, you go ahead and have it, big guy.
Oh my god, thank you. He just climbs in and powers it on. It's a little clunky, but he gets it to work, and it's he just kind of clomp,
Plump.
There's not going to be any stealth checks going on here, I don't think.
Now, I believe that armor is large size.
It
Oh
is
no,
large.
is it actually large size?
Oh,
Don't do this to me.
It's also,
It
I
is
will say,
indeed large size.
Just
It only has a
scratch that
5-foot
token.
reach though, and his speed is now 15.
and usage of 1 per minute. This is only going to last you 40 minutes. Gonna ride this right into the ground.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
I
God.
will enjoy it while it lasts.
All right.
Girthy.
Lol.
All right.
No.
Gur, why don't you open that door?
Which one?
The western one. We all make space for his new big bod.
Oh, he's
Open
just
sesame.
so big.
Yes. So this door opens just fine. No issues here. It opens into. Oh, I forgot. I actually have to do something. See, I'm normally a player in these scenarios, so I typically forget that I have to actually perform an action when doors open now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
Gur is half invisible. That's good too.
Gur steps halfway into the room and then says, back up, guys. Back up.
There's some sort of error.
Back
So this long room appears to be a combination of a galley and a dining room. There's a wraparound grill towards the center, designed for a cook to stand behind while diners sit at the surrounding brass bar to watch food being prepared. Brass cabinets line the walls, as well as a pair of culinary synthesizers at the port and forward end of the room. Several of these cabinets have been broken into, and utensils are scattered about the floor. It almost looks like this room was ransacked. The ceiling has 2 almond-shaped domes that show the exterior. They were opaque from the outside. You recall seeing these domes as you were about to board the vessel, but now you can see out into space. However, as the ship is rotating, the sun slowly comes in and out of view, kind of giving almost like a reddish alarm sort of effect as it passes through the room.
Are those culinary synthesizers nailed down?
It looks as though they could be detached with not a whole lot of effort.
Excellent.
It would take
Ninden
maybe...
wants to take one of those.
Do you want to do it now, or?
No. On the way out, just so we know, if we find everybody dead, Ninden would like to take one of those culinary synthesizers.
So, just because it's in the book, I'm going to go ahead and put it in here. Somebody want to give me a culture check or profession chef check?
Oh boy.
Anyone have
You
profession
better roll.
chef?
No, I do have a culture. I mean, is it related to starships?
No. Not related to starships.
It's
Drat.
obviously related to fine dining.
Find
or
starship
breathing.
dining.
Did you roll culture?
I did.
Okay, there we go. Wow. Coming in just under the wire, Kalen is able to deftly identify this grill in the center as a teppanyaki grill.
My God,
Oh.
the teppanyaki grill.
It's just a detail that's in the book.
And they give you a DC,
Interesting.
huh?
Yeah.
There's more doors over here.
Are we supposed
Right,
to gain anything by doing this? Do we get credits by taking it? Like, why?
Maybe the guy who wrote the AP was just really hungry when he was doing
Oh,
this
man.
room.
Right?
It's making me hungry. I want some teppanyaki.
Yeah,
Oh
let's
yeah,
call it
definitely.
Yeah, okay,
Shawarma?
let's end the
Shawarma.
stream and just go get some shawarma.
Yep,
Anyway,
yep. Time for lunch.
Well, I assume it's like a hibachi grill, right? Where like they make the
Similar.
flaming onion volcano and stuff.
speaking of,
We're definitely taking these.
can I grab some perception checks from anybody who is in the room?
Oh, I already threw one out. It was only a 13 though.
Actually, that's enough.
Was,
14.
like, at this point, you're probably going to get out of the power armor
Okay.
since it's not really that mobile. He'll leave it
Okay.
here though for when we get into that other room.
Turn it off to conserve power.
Thank you. Yes, exactly. It's off to
Yes.
conserve power.
Gur stops cosplaying as Ripley.
Lol.
All right. So what do we see?
You don't see anything at first. You hear something. You hear like little giggling noises, almost like kind of like little yips and yaps and giggles.
Oh no,
Um,
that's never
Oh
good.
boy.
You
Your
see that?
attention is turned towards the grill itself. Can I snag an engineering check?
You know you can.
Oh, and a
Here-
mysticism check, actually, while you're at it.
Oh
I love
my
being able to
god.
make
14.
checks.
Oh my gosh.
Waiting.
Roll 20.
Dang it, roll 20. There it is. 23.
There you go. The rest of you see just a grill. Kaylin is able to identify that this grill is kind of like a techno-magical grill. Rather than
Are
your
there
typical...
tiny little flame spirits living in this grill?
There are little tiny flame elementals in the grill. And under normal circumstances, they are typically trapped in there. And they are used to cook the food. However, the damage dealt to the ship has released these seals that keep them in the grill. And they start to climb out. They look like little tiny fire lizards almost, and they start chanting, "Cook, cook!"
No, thank
Oh,
you.
that's
little
definitely
fire
not
lizards.
No, that's not good at all. Can we
Can
just
I get
pour
a s-
water on them?
Can I get a sense motive?
Yeah, sure. Someday. It'll happen.
Guys, Linden
Uh,
is totally prepared to cook. If necessary.
We should totally cook. Sense motive 23.
All right, Herald and Kay, you get the hunch that these things are not malicious. They simply have not had the opportunity to cook anything for a while, and it seems like maybe they could be kept busy if you just gave them something to cook.
Ninden, do you have a sandwich?
Yes, I always have a sandwich on me.
You are in a kitchen.
You wanna make that a fried sandwich? These little buggers?
Yeah, let me go
I
and
believe you
Linden
mean
just like
Broncos.
hops
Yes.
hops over the counter. I didn't even hear her say it. And he's going to heckin' go to the fridge, make a
Mouse will
sandwich.
like, scurry past everybody and be like,
I would like a Monte Cristo, please.
Coming right up.
So these little like lizard-like fire elementals
heck.
watch as you obtain food from the food place.
Tates, I accidentally revealed the fridge. I'm sorry.
Why did you do that? That's fine.
Because I tried to stand behind the counter.
That's fine.
Okay. Yeah, so Ninden is effectively behind the counter, tossing food to these fire spirits.
Okay. Yeah, they stand and watch patiently because they understand that that's where the cooking stuff comes from, and if they're going to cook, then they need to wait for it to come from the cook food place. So, yeah, you're able to successfully keep them distracted, and they go to work searing whatever it is you decide to provide. Now, anybody who is talented in engineering might be able to fix the stove while they're distracted and keep them in there.
yes, I can do that. Maybe.
For those following at home, Ninden is grilling a sandwich while Mouse fixes the magical stove to keep the elementals inside.
She doesn't do a good enough job of it.
Gar, could you maybe give me a hand here? I mostly drink smoothie.
Well,
If this was a blender, I could totally fix it in, like, no problem.
So, I assume that you both rolled separately. This isn't like an assist thing.
Yeah, they're separate rules.
Okay. yeah, together you're able to get it fixed, and now the elementals are in their home, quote unquote.
Ninden eats a delicious grilled panini, which is
He
very
just
important.
so happened to have in his pocket.
All right, so the crisis of the kitchen fire elementals appears to have been has been resolved.
I dare say that's the most important plot point of this book.
There are 2 Mark II culinary synthesizers in here,
Oh, they're Mark II. Heck yeah.
which could be
Nice.
removed via an engineering check that might take a few minutes each.
Folks, I think we should grab one of these.
Of course.
They can be very useful.
Getting a bit too brazen, Herald will open up this door to the west of the kitchen without Ninden standing in front of him protectively.
Ooh. Before you do that, could I snag a perception check, Harold?
Just Herald, I guess.
Classic. The one time that I'm not standing in front.
Oh, buddy.
Sorry, I was not quite ready for you to do that. In fact, what happens? Let's see. Herald fails to notice the humming alarm on the door panel directly next to this western door, and presses the button to open it. What happens immediately afterward is the door opens to a decompressed room, which is open to the
no.
vacuum of space.
Well,
And I think
Uh-oh.
that is where we are going to end this episode.
cliffhanger!
This door opening and our party members exposed to cold vacuum.
Oh
Booker
no!
doesn't have armor!
He has a space
yeah.
suit, at least.
So yeah, that is gonna do it. We are going to end on that scene.
All right. Thanks everyone for coming.
How do you feel, Herald? You doomed everyone.
Yeah. Jeez.
I have faith in the crew of the Fortune's Fool that we'll get out of this one okay.
Yeah.
We will be strengthened by our suffering.
So yeah.
Next week on Non-Standard Action.
Yeah, indeed. We will see how our heroes contend with space itself.
roll the outro.
Space!
Well, I was gonna say, this is our first episode. I feel like we can hang out for a moment. How's everybody feeling? How did that go? I'm talking to the chat as well.
That went very, very
Yeah.
well, I
Anybody
think.
have any questions, comments, or suggestions?
Yeah, any feedback would be welcome as well.
I liked the teapot. More of those, please.
More
yeah,
teapots
of course
or
Harold
more
loves teapots.
more teapots or more teapots killing magma elementals? Like what
Why
specifically?
not both?
I'm a big fan of more junk in rooms to throw things.
Okay, I'll just make sure that every room is pristine, like the streets of Tokyo, so there's no loose objects for Kaylin to throw at people.
Hey now.
She's just gonna start
Really?
throwing people at people.
I don't think the spell covers that.
No, you're right. Darn.
It's gotta be an item of light bulk.
Yeah, I really appreciate it, Brevis. We were really trying to make sure that the quality of the stream was good, just because it kind of breaks your ability to experience it if like the sound's off or there's something off about the whole thing. It's very distracting. So we tried our best to make sure all of the visual elements and all of the audio elements were okay. To comment on Butt Stubble, yeah, Sirenscape is giving me some heckin' problems, I have to say.
Yeah, there might be two issues. Maybe I had the Sirenscape volume down too low on the stream side, so I can drag that up. But there's also the lag issue, which we can do absolutely nothing about without Sirenscape.
Yeah, it got pretty bad because so I think with Cosmic Crit, and Ty's still here, he can probably confirm this for me. They use just regular Sirenscape, not Sirenscape Online. I believe Sirenscape Online is in its beta form currently, so it's got some issues, it's got some bugs. There were times where I would click on something, I was trying to stop the sound from happening, and it took a full-on minute for it to even acknowledge I had done something. So
how does Sirenscape not online work? Do you still send like music to us via the interweb?
No, it's typically used for the way that it's used normally is that it plays locally. I think it's more designed for like in-person games. You know, people who can meet an actual meet space and play games together at an actual table.
I hope that's in like 4 different states.
Yeah, too bad we're across 4 different time zones.
Yeah, literally 4 different time zones make up this group. So. So you use software. Okay, you use the software mixer to push it through Discord. I am going to have to talk to you about that because I think that would work way better than what we're currently dealing with. So yeah, I'll follow up with you on that one.
And then you
Tyler.
can adjust the volume. Yep, that makes sense.
All right. Does anybody else have anything they want to say, or?
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, it's nice to do this thing with people who might appreciate us. I mean, because we have a great time, but I like hearing that other people think we're pretty cool too.
Right. I think
It's
we're
definitely-
pretty amusing. It's cool that other people think we're amusing.
Yeah.
And I'm just super excited to put more of this kind of stuff out there. I'm a huge Cosmic Crit fan. When Starfinder first released, I wanted to play it, but I didn't really have the impetus to make it happen until I started listening to Cosmic Crit, and I was just like, that's so cool. And it was a circumstance where I guess that's happened more than a few times where people have told Patrick and other members of Cosmic Crit that watching the show makes them want to play it. And I want as many as people possible playing Starfinder because this system is so fun. And
it's
world
so different, you know, from like all Dungeons and Dragons stuff that people are used to.
It's Star Trek.
Yes.
It's just Star Trek, and I adore that.
It's a lot more than Star Trek. It's Star Trek, it's Guardians of the Galaxy, it's Star Wars, it's Firefly.
Yeah.
It can be whatever you want it to be, but I think the whole people with unique talents band together and explore space, you know, it just kind of like the Pact Worlds in general. I don't know. It's a really cool place. I love to explore it. This adventure path looks like it's a lot of fun. I've got some stuff I've written that I'm going to throw in that you won't find in the AP.
Homebrew.
Got some potential guest characters showing up in the future, so keep an eye out for that. I'm trying to keep it a surprise from the players. They don't even know who's going to be on the show. They don't know.
We don't.
I don't tell them anything. In fact, they didn't even know we were going to be here today. I was just like, hey, get on Discord. We're doing a thing.
Hey, you want to play
Honestly,
games?
I thought it was an intervention for Simon.
Yeah, he lured us here with HOTS, and then it was a trainer game. I don't know.
Yeah. You guys want to play Heroes of the Storm? Wait a minute, this looks different.
This is
the whole intro movie we were actually putting together for some different thing, and it just happened to line up really well.
All right. Well, on that note, I think.
Yes, our epic battle showdown. So...
Oh
Which is
yeah.
gonna be
Well, no, hold on. I don't think. Hold on. I don't know what we can announce. Don't know what we can announce.
Patrick started it.
Well, but it's not out yet. Wait, did he announce it already?
Well,
No,
he just said something.
he's Patrick is talking about showing up as a rival god GM to battle you, Seth.
Oh, right. We'll have some sort of omnipotent fisticuffs. They just all of a sudden 2 gods will arrive and start punching each other.
He'll show
And
up. He'll be
all
like,
the pieces are screwed.
It'll just
I've
it'll
come
be
to
an-
bargain.
it'll just be two white guys punching each other. It won't be that impressive. It's
I want art of that. Can we have art of that?
just me and Patrick punching each other.
Yes.
Not
We'll have
punching
to
each
see.
other.
I've got a lot of things that I'm
like
that
Patreon
I'm-
exclusive.
I've got a lot of things I'm drawing that may or may not be cosmic crit related, just to keep people guessing. There's stuff on the horizon. But I think with that, we're good to go.
Yes, thank you
Yeah.
again.
Thank you everyone for
Thank
joining
you,
us on
everybody.
this first episode of
Toodles.
Non-Standard Action.
Have a good week.